I watched a body cam the other day on stream, and I still think about it and make references to it. Even though it wasn't like the craziest body cam ever, the protagonist was like if you tried to create Alex Jones in a lab just off of the Cliff Notes. And it was so interesting, the monologues he was going on. And I've been so back and forth on like what caused it, because at the time I thought maybe like drug related, which they did find like pills on his person, but I don't think the pills would cause that, or if it was like an actual mental health issue. But when I tried to look into this guy, it doesn't seem like that's really the case. So maybe it was like substance related, but either way, the lines he was dropping throughout the body cam are iconic. The most unhinged meltdown ever caught on body cam. Is that new? Man, he's looking feral. He's got spit flying out, drooling. Damn. Alright, I might have to check that out. But that made me have to take a shit, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That was very sad, though. Alright, time to watch the most unhinged meltdown ever caught on body cam. Why was it sad? It was no poop, only fart. That was the most unshat shit ever caught in my butt.
You bow the down right this minute! Now! I'd like to rip the side of your face off and eat it!
This is not the aftermath
What
of
a
a
cool
violent
guy.
crime, but a simple trespassing complaint that spiraled out of control when one man unleashed such extreme rage that it tested the patience of everyone involved, turning it into a case no one saw coming.
You spineless motherfucker!
He's got a cool
It
voice.
began on the afternoon of November 1st, test and removed. While
Man, they got the Son of Anarchy here. He's a big Cowboys fan too, from the look of things.
the 56-year-old man reportedly appeared to be talking to himself and was not actively threatening anyone at the moment, the caller informed dispatchers that he had made threats towards staff in the past and had also posted threatening statements online.
How you doing, brother?
Good, how are you?
Hey, man.
You my man?
I don't care. Yeah, cause step up.
I'm sorry about being a ass neighbor when you were over there.
He seems
I'm
nice.
glad you're here. Come on over. I got great news for you.
Just come over here.
What's the good news? What's the gospel?
Okay, I'll take a pic of you.
I don't care.
All right, awesome. I appreciate that, my man.
What's going on,
I always
man?
loved your kids. They were such cool little.
What?
You got to enjoy them. All right, here. First, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
What? Is this psychosis? What is happening? Is this bath salts?
All right, I'm sorry we didn't get to connect when we were neighbors and shit like that.
That's okay.
These motherfuckers got the door. They got the balls to lock the doors on me. Let me tell you a little story, buddy. So I busted my fucking ass. I was. Let me
Here,
go back
right?
a little further. Huh? Yeah.
Here, yeah.
I've been here for. I was here for about 9 months. I quit on Monday. Asked for divorce on Tuesday.
From
Went
both?
through hell for the third time on.
What an eventful
I
week.
believe it was Thursday.
Okay.
We'll get to that shit later.
Therefore.
I want to talk to them
About what?
about the great opportunity that has been brought to them today, that they will blow their goddamn brains out themselves willingly in 3 hours.
What?
If they don't hear this message, and I go
What message? That must be one hell of a message.
tell somebody else first. That's how fucking serious this shit is, buddy. I'm lying not one iota.
While the officer was still reaching the location, the man reportedly attempted to enter the business
Cool
through the
render.
employee entrance. When he was unable to get inside,
They set
he
up
became
a
increasingly
blender
aggressive,
recreation.
yanking harder on the door and yelling at staff members.
That is very disgusting.
I'm assuming you
there
drove
is
your
some.
bike here?
There is. Yeah. Write me a goddamn ticket. You see that motherfucking flagpole?
Stop.
Because I have passion. You people don't
So
recognize
why are we
passion.
yelling?
I recognize
Because
passion.
I'm very upset. Because I sacrifice like you will not believe for this company. If you knew what I did for everybody in this country right now, you'd be on your knees kissing my ass. You would willingly lick my ass. Unless you're a commie. Are you a commie? You like the Russians?
No, I do not.
You like
Stop.
It's fine. It's not right. You want me to? You tell. All right. Here's the deal. I'll make you. Wait. I'll give you guys the deal.
So, if we only knew what he's done for this country, we would be kissing and licking his ass like a whole lollipop. Bro, I've gotta hear his stories, man. I've gotta know. What has he, is this, like, who is this? Ethan Hunt? Like, what has he done?
deal.
What have you been talking about?
I'll give you a deal. All right, you guys gamblers?
No.
Want to make a bet?
No.
No? Okay. Yeah, then.
What have you been talking about?
Talk about.
I like this guy, the officer up
Why are we
there.
down here causing a scene right now?
Because I was impassioned to come in and bless these people's day. Fridays are a fun day, but this was going to be extra special, and it was planned pristinely for that occasion.
What was going to be special about it?
I was going to enlighten their minds with some wonderful, brilliant news
Can I ask
that
what
you
that
guys
news
are
is?
going to be so embarrassed if you squash.
Can I ask what it is?
Yeah, first of all, we're all going to take a big breath, right?
God, the build up here, the hype. I've got to know what this message is. What could he possibly be telling us? Wow. I can't even imagine. Please.
We're going to relax, all
Sounds
right?
good.
We're going to shake our arms around. We're going to have some fucking fun for a change, all right? Or we can run around, stop being like a plugged up fucking toilet. Oh, you can't say that.
Bro
You can't
thinks
say
it's
that
disclosure day.
While en route, the sergeant asked dispatch to check the man's driving and criminal status, if any. Dispatch advised that the man's Class D and Class M driving privileges were both revoked. But soon, both the sergeant and the responding officer are about to realize that his revoked license is going to be the least of their concerns.
Thank you.
Drew, you only just empty my fucking
I'm telling you,
pockets.
keep your hands out of your pockets for me. Stop.
There it is.
Stop putting your
Okay.
hands. Stop
There's
putting
nothing
your
He
hands.
in
threw a
there.
couple of quarters.
Stop putting your pockets.
Go ahead, dig your fingers in there.
I don't want to. That's
Why?
I'm asking you.
He's on some Turbo Duke Nukem shit. So he like empties out his pockets, getting rid of his legendary loot there in front of the officers, and is still going on about like this message. So this could be like something related to like a psychotic episode, I suppose, but it doesn't seem like, from what I've been able to tell, he has a history of it. So maybe this is just like him trying to throw them off for what he's actually doing there, or it could be substance related as well. I'm not really sure, but ultimately he is harmless. He's just hitting some very big thespian troupe monologues that I think have a lot of weight to them. There's a lot of meat there, and as he says, a lot of passion.
Stop.
Grab for it.
You're being detained right now.
Here's my thanks for saving the United States.
You're being detained right now.
Here's my thanks for saving the United States of America, people. But I'll do it for you all over again. I don't give a f.
Are you a veteran?
Oh, that was sweet.
Two-time felon, old baby. All right.
All right, that was a cool twist. You a veteran? Nope, but I am a criminal, and I saved this country. Damn it! You ever heard of the Suicide Squad? That was me.
Outlaw motherfucking craziest you've ever fucking dreamt of. If you knew what you were doing right now, you'd run the other direction.
Do you have somebody you can call to come pick a motorcycle up for you?
Yeah. Actually, if you guys touch that fucking thing, you're gonna regret it the rest of your eternity.
Highly doubt it. You're just
You
being
wanna
detained
bet?
right
You wanna
now.
bet me?
Stop.
You
You're just
You
being
prick,
detained.
I have
You're
to
not
sacrifice my for you miserable cowards. You motherfuckers piss me the fuck off.
Right, you're under
You,
arrest.
what are you, a
You're
fucking
under arrest.
Russian?
You're under
You
arrest.
suckers piss me the fuck off.
You won't like him when he's angry.
You better fucking take them cuffs
You better
off
hope
and
those
rock,
cuffs are made
bro.
out of adamantium.
I live next to you.
I understand.
I am telling you something.
Stop.
You assholes are gonna
Does he actually live
kiss
next
my
to him?
ass. You, I did this for you, America. Arrest me, boys. Take me away. Land of the free and home of the brave, motherfucker. Take me away.
You're under arrest for disorderly conduct
Yeah.
now. Right?
You got it, baby.
This is cool. This
You,
guy's
you
cool.
miserable
Stop.
coward.
Stop before you make this.
I
more
don't
forceful
care.
yourself.
Go ahead. Do whatever you got.
I'm gonna take your bandana off.
No, you're not. Don't you?
Not his bandana. No!
Oh, you gotta make sure. I spent 15 minutes getting that on perfectly. You know why? I got passion, you miserable coward. You too.
15 minutes to put the bandana on? What was it doing? Fighting back? Is it like Doctor Strange's cape? What do you mean, dude? How would that take 15 minutes? Sounds like you just didn't know how to put a bandana on.
I got the wrath. I got it. My fingertips. You sure you want to be digging around in there?
Sure,
Are you
yeah.
sure? Take them cuffs off right in a second. Get on your goddamn knees. You better fucking start listening, boy. I'm fucking warning you.
Oh no, it's beeping! DEFCON!
Red light.
The ground is shaking, he's going Super Saiyan!
Godless pig. you, copper! Let's go to the I'm going.
As he proceeded to lose his shit, a records inquiry later confirmed that the man's driving privileges had originally been revoked following an OWI-related incident in 2020. It
Framed.
also
He was
revealed that
framed.
He already had 2 prior convictions for operating after revocation.
Framed
since his
again.
license status was revoked in October 2021 and again in May 2023, making this his 3rd OWI-related OAR offense. But now, the man is about to stop at nothing as he continues piling even more charges.
Are you
against
telling me
himself.
this guy's not sober? This hero? No. Fishing for charges. They just didn't. They just don't understand.
I'll wring your useless. I'll grab you by the neck with my one good tooth and drag your ass to the other side of the street. If you don't fucking belong, you maggot. You gutless.
One
you
good
sick,
tooth.
you sick. That's not on me. That's him talking to you, Paul. Would you stop it? You're
Come this way.
hurting my left wrist.
Come this way, please.
Dude, stop. I have a hard enough
So
time.
walk.
I feel like he's got most of his teeth. I don't know why he's saying one good tooth. Did he forget that he has all the teeth in his mouth? Like, this ain't Tommy Pickles or anything, bro. He's still got most of his pearly whites. He's just trying to have a superhero monologue. I mean, that's true, I guess, but at least be accurate.
Walk this way.
The fuck up and give me a sec. Oh, you sucking maggot. You fucking maggot. You're gonna regret this for eternity because you're going right to hell. Because I'm gonna
You're not my judge, fortunately.
I ain't, buddy.
Sit in the car, please.
You bow the down right this minute.
Sit in the car.
Now.
Sit in the car.
You better reconsider.
You better reconsider. Sit in the
Kick.
car.
Sit down, Ron.
Check here. Jump in your cars. I'm gonna whisper to you. Please, unhand me this instant.
ASMR.
Get in your car.
That sounds
Yeah, we're
good.
past that point. Sit in the car, please.
Get in the cars.
Sit down.
Get in your cars after you uncuff me and mildly drive away as politely as possible while saluting me with a crisp and respectful, proper salute, boys! Are you fucking hearing me
I
yet?
ask you respectfully, sit inside my police.
That was a good
All
monologue.
right, I'll do that, brother.
That was powerful.
Absolutely. I got no problem with the law.
Okay.
We gotta have laws. We don't have to have dumb fucks that can't get their head out of their ass like you two.
I agree. Have a seat in the car, please.
All right, bro.
Thanks.
He kind of, he kind of looks like, he kind of looks a little bit like Heihachi from Tekken. Like the side profile is giving me very much Heihachi vibes.
My other foot's looking, it's fucking big around as a pumpkin. So, thanks very much. You're welcome. Ingrate.
Stop.
You fucking useless coward.
Stop.
You can't take, I'll take you both right now. Draw your guns. I got handcuffs on. I don't stand a chance. You lily-livered monkey.
You're gonna make this worse for yourself.
All right, let's go. You got anything to
in the
eat?
car, please.
Got anything to eat? Lay your
He's
fucking
hungry.
hands off me. My
You're not you
golden
when you're hungry.
Cowboys, my valiant fucking cowboy straight, you
Then
punk.
put your feet in the
Decide what to do with his motorcycle.
Sounds like the zombies in
Run,
Call of Duty World. Jesus, Kino der
You
Toten.
gotta run! Get your goddamn stinking fucking hands off my shit! What are you, a fucking Arab? I'll rip your ass apart! Can we just go? I'm so fucking hungry.
That has been the one through line, his appetite.
Let me out! I swear I'll eat you alive! Right this second! You goddamn motherfuckers!
This is gonna be a chapter. He should be my neighbor.
Did he?
It does sound like a zombie movie.
I hate your
I can't believe he actually is his neighbor. That is mind-boggling to me. So these two are going to see each other at some point again. Oh man, I wonder how that goes. Well, he might not be intoxicated at that point. The demon maybe only comes out when he's had a little. Used to be. Oh, did I hear him wrong? Did he say used to? I might have been paying too much attention to the screaming. Was it in the past? Oh, okay.
They can find a couple broomsticks to use on each other. You fucking joy boy motherfuckers.
What do we want? You want me to try to contact him about the bike?
If you can, yeah, see.
Do we want to ask him, or do we just
So much as look in your direction. I'll yank their fucking shit out back backwards and then stuff it in the other side. God damn it, I hate you motherfuckers. You fuckheads.
Oh, no, 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 he's alting.
You Russian fucking whore. And got it in for the USA. I got news for you, brother. I got everybody's back.
Oh, he's going Hulk Hogan.
He is not very cooperative.
Get the fuck out of my goddamn country. Jack, motherfucking shit bag. You ain't worth 2 cents of in a pan in hell.
He would talk to you.
There's so much to unpack. Modern day Shakespeare. It is very Shakespearean. You aren't worth 2 cents. I'll shit in a pan in hell, I think is what he said.
Can we just talk?
Take your shit off and get on your knees.
Are we gonna talk?
Get on your knees.
I'm not gonna.
Right now.
Can we just talk?
Just get on your knees, man, please. Appease him.
All right.
I'm warning you. Open that door politely.
He's gonna activate Amaterasu in a second. Just get on your knees.
Shut your face a minute and give me a second.
I have to grab you though, right?
Shortly after the man was turned over to jail staff, officers were notified that a small prescription pill had been found inside his wallet during the booking process. Jail staff advised that the pill appeared to be a Schedule II controlled stimulant. The officer later retrieved the pill and transported it to the Sparta Police Department, where it was photographed and submitted into evidence. The small white pill marked M in a square and 20 above a line was secured as evidence. An online search identified it as 20 milligram methylphenidate hydrochloride, a Schedule II central nervous system stimulant, which explained some of his behavior.
What is it normally used for? What is that treat? It's an ADHD medication. Is it really? I've never heard of that one. M20 is ADHD meds. Huh. There's no way that's responsible for this then. Ain't no way. It's similar to Adderall. Yeah, and Adderall doesn't turn you into this. I mean, I guess maybe if you take it enough, like a fucking absurd amount, I guess. I don't know, maybe. Probably mixed with other stuff. I guess that's possible, yeah. I don't know.
Get your hands off me, you fucking monkey fuck. What are you gonna play with my packer, you fucking queen? What do you want to stick your
What are you doing to that patriot? What are you doing to him?
I'm not doing anything.
Gutless. Kneel down, please. Kneel down, please.
Well, this was pretty nice.
Kneel down.
No.
Kneel down.
Everyone got to make some new friends. Hey, he's walking. He's passionately walking.
That's respect.
Cross his legs.
All right, let go of me.
Cross his legs.
Dude, please, you're hurting me.
Just relax.
You're hurting me.
Relax.
You're the one not relaxing.
Where you hurting?
You're my arms. Please, I beg you, let go of me.
Relax.
His tone just changed so much. Guys, come on, let's take it down a notch. You guys are getting a little extreme. Come on, relax, guys. What are you doing? Grow up.
Ultimately, the man was charged with felony battery threat to an officer, ×2,
I didn't see
misdemeanor
any of that.
possession of a controlled substance, disorderly conduct, and operating while revoked. He was later released on a $250 cash bond. Eventually, he pleaded guilty due to a no contest plea of 1 count of battery threat to an officer. Remaining charges were dismissed. Ultimately, he was only sentenced to pay a $500 fine.
Kind of worth it then. You got to have one hell of an afternoon at only a $500 price tag. A few years ago, I made a video covering a food review YouTube channel I stumbled across. At the time, it had like 5,000 subscribers, but I was blown away by the quality of this channel. Very high effort videos that was produced here, just very special. That channel, Joe is Hungry. And Joe has still been grinding to this day, more so now than ever, and I think his videos have only gotten better. So I wanted to hop back in the saddle here, another rodeo, to show you what Joe's been up to, because he has been in the lab cooking. A single Joe is Hungry food review has more interesting cinematography than the entirety of the new Supergirl movie. Already, man, there is just something so nostalgic about an intro like this. When I was first starting YouTube, I used to make intros just like this. Not with this kind of music, I mainly used metal, but like when I started my own glitching clan in Gears of War, which was literally just me because everyone fucking refused to join me. I was confined to my own loony bin, so I started Chaotic Glitchers. I made intros just like this. When I started Fun Tactics, I made intros just like this. And I love to see that spirit carried forward. Joe is legitimately talented at editing though, so his intro may seem like Windows Movie Maker type shit, but his actual production here I think is very impressive. And it's by design. The Fuzzy Cat production intro here with the episode number being like that, with the very fun, zany like spinning and stuff, it's to elicit that feeling that I feel like all of us know growing up with this kind of content. And this is a brand new video. This came out a day ago. It's so nice to just see that. I don't know, there's something very refreshing about it. You can't help but smile.
I watch them talking to my parents. Oh, how time just flies by. I was a kid 3 years ago. Now I'm a woman in the making. All of my friends are going places, start families of their own.
Now off rip, that's obviously a bit of a gut punch. That is heartbreaking to see that his cat Belle has sadly passed away. Belle is the Fuzzy Cat in Fuzzy Cat Productions. That's where the name comes from, I believe. So that was sad, but I appreciate the tribute that Joe gives to Belle. Having that like stop motion in the beginning, I think was really cute as well. And Joe says the show must go on, and indeed, the show does go on, and it's a wonderful show, Joe.
Well, hello out there, you hungry people. I can say that it brightens my day to see your smiling faces. Well, as they say, the show must go on, so we're headed to Little Caesars to try out their newest limited time offer, the Webberoni Pizza. Obviously a takeoff on the new Spider-Man movie coming out on July 31st. We're bringing it back. Do what we always do, right here within the city limits of Fairmount, Georgia.
Just a good old-fashioned classic showman here. He's playing to 3 different cameras here, keeping the angles interesting, addressing each and every one of them, presenting it, you know, coming at you live from Georgia here. Like, it's, I don't know, there's something just so fucking cool about that. He treats this not as just a YouTube video, but a show. And I love that. I get really invested into it. Like, I thought I'd been hungry at different points in my life, but I don't even know hunger like Joe does. Joe's mastered hunger. He's made hunger his bitch. And the way that he is able to go out there and review food in really interesting ways, like, he's like a surgeon when it comes to reviewing food. He gets into the minutia of it, and he keeps it so fresh and exciting, and he's zipping around so many camera angles, so much editing, boner jams out the wazoo. I get like a whole cinematic experience watching a Joe is Hungry food review.
Colin, thank you for your nice letter and supporting the channel. Brian, I want to thank you for your generous support. Jenna, happy birthday and congratulations for your impending nuptial. Danae, John, thank you for your support and happy anniversary. Ansley, Jacob, Raphael, Christina, I want to wish all of you a very hungry, happy birthday. Little Caesars Webberoni Pizza consists of 1 large round pizza, a web of shredded pepperoni designed to look like a Spider-Man web, mozzarella cheese, toasted 2-cheese blend, and a Spider-Man theme box. Now that's gonna make it taste better.
You've got to appreciate that he shouts at his community members like this, wishing them a happy birthday and such. That's just very sweet. And then he gets right into business. He starts laying out the cold, hard facts here. Gives you the Carfax on whatever he's reviewing. In this case, it's the Webberoni Pizza. I didn't know shit about the Webberoni Pizza going into this review, but with the way Joe describes it and lays it all out, giving me the ingredients list, I almost feel like I can build this motherfucker myself at home from scratch. And I'm not a Little Caesars guy, so I had no plans of ever checking out the Webberoni Pizza, but I just have to know what Joe thinks of it.
A single slice, and there are 8 of them, will pop you with 316 calories. I would have this information on the screen, but Little Caesars didn't see fit to share this information with their customers. If I get it at a later date, I will put it in the description below. Knowing all this, and you still want to try out one of these pies, be prepared to shell out $8.99 before taxes in Georgia. So let's get this show on the road and head on over to Little Caesars in Cartersville, Georgia.
You thought this shit was a game, huh? You thought you'd only get to see him take a bite of a piece of pizza and say, good, bad? Nah. When it's a Joe's Hungry review, you get the entire kit and caboodle. You get the entire journey. You get the whole process laid out for you. How long it takes you to get your pizza. What the pizza's temperature is. And you get to go in the passenger seat with Joe and multiple cameras. He's got so many fucking camera angles here too. He's even got the GTA 4 cinematic angle outside of the car. Oh, it's chef's kiss, man. And then you also get to see him fucking granny shifting and drifting around the corners here, getting in the drive-thru of the Little Caesars. Cool, calm, and collected.
I've got my beeper. Let's wait for the pizza to come out. Lucky 13. We're in the Little Caesars penalty box.
Bro, I love it. Watching him navigate the drive-thru, it's like the killer bean of food reviews. It's so hype. And I thought for a second he crashed his car getting out of the drive-thru. You can see as he was pulling out talking to us, he collides briefly with something. I'm pretty sure his tire just hit the curb as he was trying to steer that shit out of there. But when the car jumped like that, and you can see Joe go from hungry to confused, he's like, briefly, that shit had me giggling hard. So hopefully, it wasn't like a scratch or anything on the vehicle. And hopefully he didn't run over someone there. Like maybe there was someone laying down. They had passed out into a food coma and Joe just fucking steps on it and speed bumps their ass. But if that is the case, it's a sacrifice for a high quality food review. Sometimes that's the price you gotta pay for quality like this. Now, if I did have any critique at all for the format here, I would just like Joe to not film the workers. So he has multiple camera angles, and in one of them, you can see the fast food employees, and they notice the camera, and they don't want to be on camera. That's my one critique. The one thing I'd like to see changed here is just don't show the workers. I don't like when content creators are using employees as props, which is not what Joe's doing. He's just showing the whole process here for the food review, showing himself getting it and what all that looks like. But in one of the angles, you can see the workers, and it's just something that I'm sure they would appreciate not being on camera is all.
Well, it's time to go get our pizza. Let's pull off to the side and do the Joe's Hungry temperature test.
It's never been so hype watching someone collect their food and drive around a parking lot looking for a spot to park to eat it. The way he films it, it's like watching a fucking action sequence almost. I don't know, there's an art form to it. It feels like I'm watching like a Lego movie or something.
Weberoni number 1 is 170.1 degrees Fahrenheit. Weberoni number 2 is 176.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Weberoni number 3 is 176.0 degrees Fahrenheit. If you've been watching my channel, you know I like my temperatures at 140 degrees or above. Really, there was no way they were going to fail this coming straight out of the oven. So today, Little Caesars, Cartersville, Georgia, you pass the Joe is Hungry temperature test.
Let's fucking go! If Little Caesars doesn't put that on a plaque somewhere in their establishment, they made a huge blunder. Passing the Joe is Hungry temperature test, baby, with flying colors, mind you. They were well into the nice temperature that Joe likes to see there on the pies. And I love the way that he does it. He sticks it in through like one of the opening on the front of the box in order to not expose it to like air and make it an unfair grade. He's thought of everything. So he inserts it like a fucking needle, like a syringe of heroin, puts it into the pie to get the temperature without exposing it to the elements. Fucking galaxy brain.
Now, let's see if you can make these the same size. How's your portion control? Well, we're going to find out when we take off for the Spider-Man box. In other words, set the tear on the scales. Weberoni number 1 is 31.02 ounces or 880 grams. Weberoni number 2 is 29.06 ounces or 824 grams. Webberoni pizza number 3 weighs in at 30.31 ounces or 860 grams. Well, the difference between the heaviest and the lightest is less than 10% of the average weight of all three. So today, Little Caesars, you pass the Joe is Hungry consistency weight test.
Joe puts the food through the ringer. The fucking Turing test is probably easier to pass than Joe's protocol here, but that's what makes it so great, how thorough he is. Well, and also, how high quality it is. I love, like, the editing that he does, and then like slow-mo throwing the pizza box behind him. But yeah, now this is like weighing it to see if it's consistent, you know? Quality control. Is it the same pie serving every time? That kind of thing. Which, I think that's something interesting to take a peek at. And Little Caesars, once again, aces it.
Big reveal.
It is unbelievable untapped potential that these food companies don't hire Joe to hype up their products, man. Just the way he shows off this pizza actually sparked my intrigue into potentially even considering getting the Little Caesars Webberoni, which is something that would never cross my mind ever. But watching him show it off, I'm like, you know what? That is pretty appealing looking, the way Joe showcases it. He even takes all of its clothes off there, getting it down into its fucking birthday suit. So you go down to the bread level and get to see that on full display, then bread plus sauce, then bread plus sauce plus cheese, then the rest of the toppings. You get the whole thing. It's like looking at something under a microscope and just slowly zooming out after you've fully fucking zoomed in, gone to the atomic level here. I don't know, just I love Joe's presentation, man. It's as simple as that. Then he gets the knife out, does a couple of flares there, slides that shit off. I don't know. Everything here, I think, just works.
It's the one and only Joe is Hungry bite test. So it is. Bite test, engage. Well, this is just nothing more than a normal pizza crust. It is well cooked. It is a little bit crispy around the edges when it was fresh. The pizza sauce was mildly tart and to me a little bit on the sweet side.
The bite test. The most honest measurement left on this planet. The Joe is Hungry bite. And so he gluttonously gets in there and consumes the slice top to bottom, devouring it, and then gives his thoughts. Ultimately, it was kind of lukewarm, like nothing special about it, it's not bad or anything. But the thing is, that's just Joe is Hungry's perspective. And if you thought Joe was alone here, you're off your fucking gourd, Buster. Joe actually has a special surprise guest here.
I really don't see a whole lot special about this pizza unless Shadow Joe sees it differently when we do the Joe is Hungry Sneak-a-Doodle Bite. Sneak-a-Doodle Bite number 1. Sneak-a-Doodle Bite number 2. It is hot. I can really taste the pepperoni strips. The cheese is melty and almost burns my mouth. Let's go ahead and let the smart guy give this thing a score. If you don't know the scale is 1 to 10, 9 being the best. Anything above 9 is a once in a lifetime experience and almost never achieved. 5 and down is that slippery slope to the pits and depths of fast food hell. So let's go ahead and give this the number it truly deserves.
That's right, Shadow Joe, his tag team partner. So they have Joe at the helm, Joe is Hungry at the helm, Joe Prime, but they also have Shadow Joe that's doing the Sneak-a-Doodle Bites. Now, it's actually an interesting concept because since Joe takes the food home and makes like a whole production out of it, obviously the food sits there for a little while on the journey home as well as like showing it off. So the food doesn't stay fresh that whole time. And it's actually something that when we do our food reviews is very noticeable when you have food that sits for a while. And obviously that changes how good it is. So what Joe did to combat that is he created Shadow Joe, split off a piece of his own soul, made Shadow Joe, where he eats it on the spot while it's still blistering hot. So that's what he's saying. Like, yep, it's almost burning my mouth. So he is eating it as fresh as it can possibly be to combat that. And then Shadow Joe and Joe Prime come together like Voltron and then deliver the score that it deserves.
Before I get started, I'd like to suggest that you eat it on site, eat it hot, eat it fresh. That goes with all pizzas. Little Caesars. To me, this is nothing more than regular conveyor oven pizza with a little extra mozzarella and shredded pepperoni. You'd have thought you'd have done something a little bit more special. After all, it is Spider-Man. That being said, good flavor, well cooked, and an excellent price. No denying that at all. So, I'm gonna go 6.8. That is my number. This is my review, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.
You bet your sweet ass you will, Joe. I really, really enjoy his content, man. He seems like a really nice guy. I think he puts so much work into it, and it shows in how great the videos come out. So yeah, I talked about him like 3 years ago, and I tune in, and I just like to see him still out there, seemingly really enjoying his work. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about him again. It's just a lot of fun. That's really about it. So yeah. I wasn't around to witness the extinction of the dinosaurs, nor was I there to see the death of the final saber-toothed tiger. But boy howdy, I am lucky enough to be here to witness the extinction of physical games. I swear, Sony treats physical media the same way the Men in Black treated people that witnessed alien activity. Get the neuralizer out, look here. No such thing as discs, there's only digital. They have now just driven the final stake in the vampire's heart, the evil menace known as physical media. They have announced that they are ending physical production in January 2028 for new games releasing on PlayStation consoles. For those that don't know, this means there will never be a physical disc for a PlayStation game, even if it's not a first-party title, because in order to even have a physical game on Sony's platform, it has to go through Sony. Thus, there will no longer be that green light, that thumbs up that lets you make a disc for their platforms. It is only digital going forward. There is only Zool. It's unhinged insanity because this comes only days after Sony just pulled over 500 movies from customers' accounts that they paid for while offering no refunds for it. So customers had 500 movie titles that have now just fizzled into the ether, into the fucking back rooms, and Sony says, suck our dick. You don't even get your money back. So you paid for limited access to these films. You rented them fundamentally, even though you were under the impression that you were buying them and owning them. But because of this digital landscape, you don't own anything. You are paying for a ticket that gives you access for a set amount of time, depending on the companies or depending on the licensing. The movies are getting pulled because of a licensing issue with Studio Canal, but it's Sony's platform, and now all the customers that wasted their clams on it have nothing to show for it. It's just a void. It's blank now. You will own nothing and be happy, and Sony shamelessly makes this announcement in light of that, while also announcing that they are shutting down the PSN store for PlayStation 3 and PS Vita, meaning hundreds, if not thousands, of digital games that existed on those platforms are now gone forever and not preserved because there wasn't physical copies of them. They were just digital titles there. So they are genuinely right in your face, hitting fucking Fortnite emotes on that ass, laughing and goatsing in front of you, showing like, yeah, you will own nothing and be happy. Look, we just took down this store revoking your access to these games that you paid for. They're gone, Buster, and there's nothing you can do about it, Slime. Not even the Dragon Balls could wish these back into existence. Shinron is powerless against PlayStation. But let's not get too rambunctious off rip. Maybe they've got a really good reason for it. In response to shifting trends in consumer preference, new games will be released on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. Oh, shifting trends. You mean like how when GTA just announced with no physical edition, people were rightfully fuming, pointing out how awful that is in light of everything that's happened in this industry, where you can just have your access to the things you purchased revoked at any point in time. So if you don't have something physical, you literally own nothing. You own the idea of something. It's imagination. SpongeBob and Patrick in the Box imagining that they own their games right now when it's digital only. So if anything, the shifting trend in consumer preference is swinging back the other way to preferring physical media, because of how bad this whole digital-only shit has been. As consumer preferences and the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical disc to digital, physical game disc production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued in January of 2028. Also, again, a load of barnacles, this is horseradish, people are wanting more physical now. Like, for me personally, I've been a big advocate of physical media for at least like the last year and a half, if not 2 years, because of this trend that we've been seeing of just losing access to what you've spent money on. You're buying nothing. You are not buying anything. And they're just dangling their dicks right in front of our faces. Ubisoft unapologetically said consumers need to get more comfortable not owning their games. Like, how can you possibly be supportive of this? And people aren't. Like I said, I think the preference is shifting away from digital in light of wanting more physical. Following this date, new games will be available on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. This transition has no impact on games that already released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. Also, something worth noting, this doesn't, like, they're saving a lot of money on not making physical games anymore, but it's not going to reflect in the pricing. The games are still going to be $70, $80 games. So, like, you're still getting slapped around with the pricing. It's not like this is going to bring down the cost of a now spiraling out of control industry. This is a natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt to consumer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical discs. This transition will enable us to align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and play games today. We'll continue to prioritize our resources to drive innovation on how players can access games and provide choices as to where players prefer to purchase new games. Whether that's at retailers or the PlayStation Store, we remain committed to delivering a world-class gaming experience to our fans, and we thank you for your continued support. Hey pal, you just blew in from Stupid Town? If you are a digital-only platform, why the fuck would anyone choose you over Steam? Like, genuinely. You have a worse store. You shut down your stores too. You literally just shut down the PS3 store and PS Vita one, so people wouldn't even feel comfortable buying from your store, considering at any point in time they'd have to be like living in fear that you're going to swoop in like the boogeyman and take away the things they bought. You have a much weaker store in terms of titles than Steam, so why would they choose you? Like, yes, it is more expensive to build a PC that can handle, like, you know, more high-end gaming, but there are solid entry-level PCs out there, and yes, while PS5 is cheaper than that right now, I imagine the PS5 prices are going to go up as well, reflective of Xbox price increase. I think that's the writings on the wall. There's going to be a price increase pretty soon. So eventually the gap's not going to be that big in terms of like price discrepancy between PS5 and PC. And again, PC has a much more robust catalog of games to choose from in the digital-only format with Steam. So why the fuck would anyone ever even consider shopping exclusively on the Sony PlayStation Store after you keep going scorched earth on physical media and taking away people's products that they bought thinking that they owned them? Like, the way they're treating this shit, I wouldn't be surprised if they start going door to door, treating people that own physical PlayStation discs like terrorists. Like, excuse me, we're going to need to sweep the premises here. We need to check your house. Do you have physical discs here? We got a tip. And then they just start like taking it physically out of your hands to make you shop at the store. A store which, by the way, is more expensive shopping digital only on older titles. So if you bought the physical copies for some of the games here, like this tweet illustrates, you saved money getting the physical edition on like God of War, Ragnarok, Gran Turismo, those kind of things. But now that that's off the table going forward, these games presumably are never going to get cheaper on the PlayStation Store because they're still charging full price for these older games on their store. So they're looking to even make more money off of going digital only when getting physical down the line has been cheaper. Now they fully got it by the titties here. They fully control it directly. So they never have to bring the price down because there's only digital options to choose from now. You can't get a physical edition now for these upcoming games. Thus, the price doesn't ever have to go down if Sony doesn't want it to, and it looks like they really don't want it to. Still paying full price for some of these older titles. to this day. Now let's take a peek at the bright future of digital only with Sony's immaculate track record of having stores that they shut down and take away the shit that you spend your money on. This is their announcement about shutting down the PS3 and Vita store. After nearly 2 decades of supporting the PS3 console generation, we wanted to let you know we'll be closing the PlayStation Store on PS3 as well as Vita. PlayStation Store on PS3 will close in select markets starting this year, followed by global pressures for PS3 and Vita next year. That means new content purchases will no longer be possible once the PlayStation Store closes on these devices. To ease the transition, players will still be able to download previously purchased content after the closing date for the foreseeable future. As the PlayStation Store continues to evolve to support modern commerce systems, including updated payment processing standards, PS3 and Vita are no longer able to support these updates at the level required. As a result, we will need to close PlayStation Store on these devices in the time frames as followed. They then list out the time frame where eventually life support will be pulled on July 2027. That's doomsday. We know this news may be disappointing to PS3 and Vita players who hold a special place in their hearts for this generation of gaming. They represent an important era in PlayStation history. It wasn't an easy decision. As they continue to expand the PlayStation experience on newer devices most of our users are playing on today, we need to focus more resources on delivering the best gaming experience on these platforms as we look towards the future. To our amazing players, we want to give our heartfelt thanks for your ongoing passion and support, which they love to keep wiping their ass with, by the way. Thanks for all the passion and support, Sony fans. We're going to keep taking away your games, by the way, and no physical media, by the way. Thank you again. Big thumbs up. Come give us a fist bump. Which has helped inspire us to shape PlayStation into what it is today. What? A pile of dog shit? It's insulting. We're excited for the future ahead as we continue to push the boundaries of play. We look forward to having you on this journey with us as we explore new game worlds and new adventures that have yet to come. What a heartfelt message to the community and to gamers worldwide. Hey, you should shop with us digitally. And yes, we might just shut it all down at some point, so everything you spent hundreds if not thousands of dollars on will vanish, and you have no recourse. That's just something you're going to have to live with. Why aren't you getting your wallet out? Why are you guys not shopping on PlayStation Store right now? This is exciting. This is coming from a place of passion. We're pushing boundaries here for a generational experience for our community. We're doing everything. We're bending over backwards for you bitches. You're so selfish. What? You want to own your games? Are you crazy? You want to own your games? No. You think you want to own your games, but you don't want to own anything. You want us to control it. You want us to take it away at some point. You want it digitally. Please. Come on. Get in here. It's stupid, man. It's so stupid. They're so out of touch, it's painful. Naturally, everyone's pointing to this with the PS4 where they showcased, here's how you share your games on PS4, and then they hand each other the physical copy and say thanks. This was a massive dunk at the time, pushing back against a lot of shit we were seeing the industry starting to do at that point already with how they were handling like sharing games and such. And this was Sony lat spreading here and making disc-based games a large part of the PS4's identity, which became a big selling point at the time that really propelled it above the competitors. And they made it clear with PS4 that physical was something they valued greatly, and like the importance of being able to share a game back and forth, physically passing it to one another. This was a huge successful campaign that they ran about that. So a core part of PlayStation's identity, not even that long ago, was these physical discs and being able to share the physical discs like that. Look at us now. Look at how quickly shit's changed. And changed for the worse. Significantly worse. There are no benefits to this change. There is no one that should be excited about this, because why would you as a consumer even want to have the chance that what you bought disappears? You spent your money on it. You should own it. But you don't. And they're not even being honest with you about what you're doing. You're not even buying to own, you are renting from them. They're not even calling it what it is, which is renting. You are getting admission to this product, a license to this product for however long they deem necessary, or however long their deals with the licensor, like in the case of the movies, lasts. But you as a consumer could very well end up with nothing, like they just take it away from you. That shouldn't be something you're okay with. Like, it shouldn't. If you are okay with it, you're wrong for being okay with it. I'm just going to tell you right to your face. That is dumb. You should own what you are spending your money on here in this industry. And they're not even advertising it as anything other than you owning it. They're trying to mislead you with what's actually happening in this digital-only process. And it's just out of control. It is truly out of control. I can't, like, I had a hunch that Sony was going to go this direction, especially after the GTA 6 announcement. I had a feeling, I think most people kind of had a feeling in their gut, but I didn't think it would be this quick. This is a week later that they're just boldly, brazenly making this announcement that they're wiping their ass with physical media. Disc-based games, they're going to be gone soon. I thought it'd take still a couple more years before they felt confident enough to just pull the rug there and just say, like, all right, it's gone. But yeah, they did it, and it really sucks. Anyway, that's about it. So yeah. About 3 years ago, I made a video covering the story of one of the most evil streamers the space has ever seen. His name, Stephen McCullough. And he stabbed and killed his pregnant girlfriend, Natalie McNally. She was 15 weeks pregnant. He stabbed her to death. And he hatched a scheme to try and cover his ass. He played a pre-recorded GTA video as though it were a live stream on his channel to use as an alibi. Like, no, guys, that couldn't have been me. Look, I was busy farming pogs with my stream. Look, I was playing GTA. I was live at the time. I couldn't have been there and killed her. I don't have the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Look at this alibi. It's so strong. It was a haunting broadcast because he even couldn't help himself but drop some hints about what he was going to do and like even grin and giggle about it. Just pure evil. And they got him, and he was sentenced to a life sentence with a minimum 31 years before he's even eligible for parole. And now he's appealing the life sentence because he's the most hated man in prison, and that's not fair. That's not safe for him. People don't like him in there. The appeal comes as he's been labeled the most hated man in the prison and has a target on his back. So he may not have won prom king or sexiest man alive, but he does have the prestigious title of most hated man in that prison. So that's something to be proud of, huh, Steven? I don't get the strategy here. I don't know who in their right mind would feel bad for him. He's calling the Wambulance, playing a sad song on the world's smallest violin. They don't like me here. Oh no! What? The psychopath who murdered his 15-week pregnant girlfriend isn't well liked amongst the other inmates? Clear my schedule. We gotta get him out of there. We gotta extract him here. Oh, my heart's breaking. What, are they giving you knuckle sandwiches and wedgies and sticking your head in the toilet and flushing it? The swirlies? Steven, is that what's happening? That's good. That's actually wonderful news, actually. It's hard not to smile. According to the Mirror, inmates at the high-security Mogberry prison have the YouTuber on a hit list because he killed a pregnant woman and it's causing a bit of a security nightmare. That's one thing the prisoners don't like, harming innocent children. Some of the worst attacks there have been in here have been on child killers and child abusers, one source said. And you have to understand, the human side means staff aren't going to put their own safety at risk to intervene for the likes of them. Because McCullough murdered a pregnant woman, he falls into that category. So he's currently being held in the Moyola hospital wing for his own protection since it's separated from the other units and houses around 19 high-profile inmates. That's something you always hear about how other inmates will target child molesters and child killers. And the thing is, if the idea of this appeal is to try and get him moved to another prison for his own safety, it'll probably be the same song and dance there, I imagine. So he's claiming, well, his team is claiming that he is like on a hit list. He's the most hated man in prison. Thus, they're now lodging an appeal against the sentence. I personally don't see how that has any effect on the sentencing, the fact that the other inmates fucking hate him. And if he is on a hit list, then keep him separated like he currently is in the hospital wing or whatever. I don't see why that would matter at all to the sentencing. Oh, you mean he's hated in there? The evil, pregnant woman murdering psychopath, Stephen McCullough, they don't like him there. Oh no. Anyway, that's a certified who cares moment. He was found guilty, and him being hated in prison doesn't provide any new evidence to proclaim his innocence. So I don't see... And again, I'm not like a lawyer, so I don't get like the nuance and the intricacies of how this works, but I don't see how them coming back and appealing it, saying like, oh, he's the most hated man in there. They don't like him. They shoot spitballs at him. And he pissed his pants. He's tinkled his britches. He's learned his lesson. Now let's appeal this. Come on, let's approach this differently. I just don't see why that matters. Like the hit list thing, yeah, I get them maybe needing to like separate him or whatever to keep him alive, but outside of that, I don't see how this would in any way, shape, or form have any effect on his sentencing. Stephen McCullough is a monster, and he deserves to be one of the most hated men in that prison. That shouldn't come as a shock to anyone there. There should be no sympathy for that. You want to know how you avoid being the most hated man in prison? Don't fucking kill your pregnant girlfriend and unborn child. Like, I think that's a pretty easily avoidable thing. So, this is the consequences of his own actions here, and it should have no effect on his sentencing. Just keep him separated from the rest of the inmates to keep him alive, and that's it. That's all you can do. That's all you should do. If anything, double his sentencing because of this bullshit. I never made like a follow-up to the Stephen McCullough case. I talked about it on stream quite a bit, but I never made like a video follow-up to it. The trial, it was like a 4-week trial. The amount of like planning and just evil shit that Stephen McCullough orchestrated here to both kill Natalie McNally as well as try and cover for himself is just diabolical. He even tried to frame her ex-partner. He tried to frame her ex-boyfriend for it, and he planned out everything like meticulously, like the pre-recorded live stream, which they eventually proved was pre-recorded, as well as the way he traveled there, got home, changed his clothes, everything. And they got him. Like, this is justice served. He was the one who did it. It's not like they potentially got the wrong guy or anything. There's no wiggle room for this being like, oh, wrong place, wrong time, he's innocent. He himself calls himself a monster, by the way. This is a very bad, awful man that should not have any kind of leniency with his sentencing just because he's the most hated man in that prison. Sorry to tell you. So anyway, wanted to yap about this a little bit. That's really about it. So, yeah. I know what you are, and you disgust me. Scoundrel, outlaw, you fungus. What, you think the law is just a suggestion? Something you don't actually have to follow? You're above it? You're untouchable? I know what you've done. I know your dirty little secret. You've been in a Minecraft private server at some point in your life, haven't you? Yeah, I thought so. And I might just report you for it. You might be seeing a little Men in Black show up at your doorstep later on today when the FBI rolls through, scooting in sideways to take you away in cuffs. Yeah, so if you don't know what I'm referring to, there was a big old circus performance here at a California state hearing about the Protect Our Games Act, which has been endorsed by Stop Killing Games. And, well, it turns out so many of you may just be lifelong career criminals engaging in illegal activities going into Minecraft private servers. Did you know that? You thought that you were squeaky clean, a law-abiding citizen, but what you actually are is a scourge. You are a criminal, scum, kingpin, degenerate worm. Did you know that?
One part of the bill is around the ability to go on a community server. The author is stating that that's currently allowed right now, so long as you're. If I don't want to misunderstand what you said, as a member.
That's correct. Minecraft is currently hosted by community servers. Call of Duty community servers. So it's an option that is out there in existence here today.
They're illegal, and they are not in any way affiliated with Microsoft. Microsoft, for Minecraft, has gotten a lot of criticism.
Now, this is the excerpt Stop Killing Games posted on YouTube, but the actual full source, it gets even worse. Like the way that she talks about it, I'm going to show you the full clip in a second, but just let that digest for a moment. She is saying that these are illegal. This is a representative for the ESA, the Entertainment Software Association, who's now just coming out here dropping the hammer down, branding fucking private servers in Minecraft and Call of Duty as illegal. Curious. What? Minecraft is legitimately built upon these private servers. Most people that play Minecraft are playing private servers. Well, I guess I can't say most. How about we just be safe here and not exaggeratory? Private servers are a core identity to Minecraft. It is integral to the Minecraft experience in a lot of ways. And now they're just giving this blanket statement of, oh yeah, that's illegal. What?
And they are not in any way affiliated with Microsoft. Microsoft, for Minecraft, has gotten a lot of criticism because of those community servers not employing the same safety standards that Microsoft does on their Minecraft servers.
So is it like the black market of video games?
Yes, in fact, we consider it piracy. We have lawsuits, 2 pending lawsuits against private servers right now. And the United States Trade Representative, in their notorious markets reports on counterfeiting and piracy, has named some of these big private servers as a notorious market.
Thank you so much. As some member, I don't want to ask the same questions as my colleague because they're.
Yes, you thought it was all fun and games playing Bed Wars on a private server with your buddies. Blasphemy. You heretics. You were actually just wiping your ass with the law. You were engaging in the black market of video games. Private servers in Minecraft. You make me sick. What were you thinking? I can't wait for you to go to jail. It is a terrible argument that they are putting up here. Their huge stink against the Stop Killing Games, Protect Our Games Act. It's not surprising. These kind of low tactics have been employed for decades and will continue to be employed for many more to come. But it is always so surprising how incredibly out of touch the people in power are. That woman that says, so it's like the black market of video games, she's not very old. She's not some geriatric fossil. She's not an octogenarian. She's like a relatively young representative. And she just has no fucking idea about anything being presented here, yet has authority and power in ruling with what happens in regards to it, with no understanding at all. I hate it so much. Now, if the point they were making is like some private servers do get up to illegal activities or do some bad shit that obviously wouldn't be approved by Microsoft or something, then yeah, obviously. That's happened many times in the past. That does exist. There are some really gross, scummy private servers that do illegal shit, no doubt. But that's a totally separate thing than what they're saying as this blanket, oh yeah, private servers are illegal. We consider it piracy. So this is the ESA, the Entertainment Software Association's position now, branding Minecraft and Call of Duty private servers illegal, and adding that as far as the ESA is concerned, we consider it piracy. So this is Jennifer Gibbons, who's the ESA's Vice President for State Government Affairs, and as illustrated from this article here, it's a load of fucking hogwash. This is dirty barnacles. You can literally download a .jar file from the official Minecraft website to run your own private server right now. So if it was considered piracy and illegal, why is the official Minecraft site providing these ne'er-do-wells with the tools they need to run their own private server? What sense does that make? They're directly participating in this black market of video games, this illegal piracy. It's so fucking cringe, man. It's so ridiculous. So the context here is she was responding to a comment made by Chris Ward, who introduced the bill regarding the possibility of keeping games alive with private servers. And the community servers were brought up as like an option because it exists today, which is when she interjects saying that they're illegal, not affiliated, and, you know, they consider it piracy, that type of shit. If that's the ESA's position, why aren't they ass-blasting Minecraft itself for allowing private servers and providing the tools for anyone to set their own up? That seems odd, right? Why aren't they fighting tooth and nail to have them taken down? Don't they want to put a stop to the black market of video games here? And look at this, you got a huge whale on the hook. The actual game creators are participating in it. They got the jar files there. They've got the... Did they not know that they have the .jar there? Bro, that's like the Manhattan Project of illegal piracy. And they're just giving the keys to the kingdom to anyone. ESA, you gotta move right now. Look, I see someone doing something illegal. Private servers on Minecraft. I actually can't stop giggling about the fact that they are slapping these huge labels like black market on Minecraft private servers. So there's like fucking 11 and 12-year-olds in there making like Hot Wheels and shit in their private server with their friends. And meanwhile, you have the ESA saying, this is the lowest of low society. We got fucking freaks on the loose in these things called private servers. It's illegal. This is the black market of video games. This is a salty spittoon. This is where hardened criminals are doing shady dealings in the shadows. And then you look at private servers in Minecraft, and 99% of them are like kids just innocently playing in Minecraft and shit. Or making libraries. Like I saw, there's a library in Minecraft now that houses like real books in it, which is really cool actually. And that's being slapped with things like black market. It's so fucking outrageous. Now, PC Gamer article does illustrate that it is true the USTR has named particular private servers in its notorious markets reports in years gone by, but not for the simple fact of existing. Take, for example, 2018 report specifically cited Warmain and Firestorm servers as example of notorious markets, two sites which enabled people to play World of Warcraft without paying a subscription to Blizzard, which is quite a bit different from the private Minecraft server you run with your pals or a community server for an old COD that no one maintains anymore. That's exactly right. There is a huge difference. As anyone with even a slightly functioning frontal lobe would tell you. But we're dealing with California state hearings where I guess reasoning and logic goes to die, where now they're trying to, in terrible bad faith, argue that any private server is illegal, a black market, piracy, and then they cite these specific examples of being in lawsuits with these bad actors as proof that all of them are bad. It's so fucking stupid. And unfortunately, this mental gymnastics, complete bogus baloney does work. This garbage is often successful in shutting things down. The Protect Our Games Act did not make it out of this stage of the legislative process. It's not over. It's been granted a reconsideration, so there's still more to come from it, but it didn't land. It wasn't a home run. In a statement to PC Gamer, the ESA wrote that, so far as it's concerned, private servers infringe on the intellectual property rights of game publishers. Publishers reserve the right to exercise their rights against them. That's cool, man. You know what else you have the right to do, ESA? Suck my whole cock. I give you permission to come suck my entire wiener. This is just it's a nothing burger statement that you've made here. Minecraft gives you the .jar to run your own private server. It wants you to run your own private server. It's the backbone of the fucking game itself. So as far as you're concerned, doesn't matter at all. You're just wrong. Like, it's just incorrect. It is nonsense. It's not piracy. Like, yes, you can point to some specific servers that you could probably accurately label as like piracy, shady, scummy, or doing like really, bad stuff. No doubt. But to just blanket say it's all illegal, it's piracy as far as we're concerned, you're just wrong. They then went on to say that the provision in CAAB 1921 that proposed these servers as a legitimate alternative to keep games running raises concerns about a publisher's ability to enforce their IP rights. In addition, private servers operate with no oversight from the publisher and do not uphold the same trust and safety standards. This could create an unsafe environment for players and be counter to the industry's commitment to fostering safe and fun gameplay for all players. A Stop Killing Games campaign volunteer has already commented on the hearings proceedings in a Reddit post where they wrote that the claims, both regarding the supposed illegality of private servers and others, were designed to scare a busy legislator who does not have time to fact-check a well-dressed lobbyist in real time. It worked just well enough this round. It will not when we are standing in the same room with developers and players beside us, ready to answer every single claim as it happens. Next session, we come back with an in-person lobbying presence, the funding to do this properly, and a long list of organizations and developers signed on in support. We are not limiting this to California. We intend to introduce versions of this in other state legislatures, and we are seriously looking at the federal level. The ESA is about to learn what it's like to fight on many fronts at once. So again, it's not over or anything by any means, but this is a bump in the road that is disappointing to see. It's not a good argument from the ESA, and it's a very misleading one that is geared towards trying to prey on the ignorance of the people that they're presenting it in front of, because they clearly have no fucking idea what any of it's even about anyway, so they'll use scary buzzwords like piracy, black market, illegal, that kind of thing, in order to put the fear of God in and be like, okay, well, yeah, then I guess these private servers aren't really a viable alternative. It's just it's a lawless wasteland of savages out there. Yeah, no, we can't have that. So yeah, hopefully in the next steps of this process here, things can look up for the Stop Killing Games movement here. Just wanted to talk about this a little bit because that was a crazy stance that the ESA took there. Outrageous statements that anyone that's even adjacent to video games would hear and raise an eyebrow at because it's so fucking ridiculous. Anyway, that's really about it. So yeah. I've been keeping up quite closely with everything going on in the gaming space over the last couple weeks. Obviously, I've been yapping about it a lot. I can't stop blabbering about it, really, because it has just been awful news out the wazoo every single day. It's a septic tank explosion that I can't look away from. And while I sit here just wide-eyed like someone who just saw boobies for the first time, I'm now also seeing things like adjacent to the AAA gaming space falling victim to the orb of confusion. Dbrand, an extremely popular company that specializes in like customizable cases and skins for devices, has now just made a bafflingly awful admittance here about their highly anticipated Companion Cube product, which was supposed to be a case for the Steam machine. Well, it turns out they never even had permission to make that. They never had a license. They even spent thousands upon thousands of clams to put this in front of everyone's peepers. They sponsored Linus Tech Tips here in this video as an integration for him to show this off and promote the Companion Cube from Dbrand, but meanwhile, they never even had a license for it. So they went straight to like marketing it, doing a huge marketing spend, thousands of doubloons to develop it, obviously, thousands of hours to make it as well, to manufacture it, but they skipped step one of getting a license, getting permission to do it. How is that possible? That is brain dead. Now, I'm not the biggest consumer of this kind of product. I don't buy customized skins and protective devices or anything like that, but I am familiar with Dbrand. They are a huge corporation. They're a big company. I'm most familiar with them because of everything that happened with them versus Casetify with the plagiarism stuff. That was some fucking wacky shit. I don't know if Casetify still exists. I don't know how they could after how embarrassingly cringe that was back then. But that's like the main thing I remember about Dbrand. I don't really keep up with their products. But after seeing this, I decided to look into it to see if they normally get like permission and stuff. And while I can't see if they always do, it seems like they love to tiptoe on the line of legality. Like even back in, I think it was 2021, they had a legal spat with Sony about their dark faceplates Dbrand was doing, where they even egged on Sony to sue them, and Sony eventually did cease and desist them from what I can tell, and they stopped. So Sony said, all right, bet, and big dogged them. And it seems like that's part of Dbrand's image, is that they're kind of like the bad boys, and this is, I guess, just another marketing tactic from them to get their name out there, like, oh, we're getting sued by these companies, which I guess it's effective. It does get the brand's name out there, and they are very successful. I don't really get the point, though, to be honest, like especially in the case with Companion Cube, because they spent so much money doing this and never had the license or permission. And no one can really rally behind that and support them, like, you know, pumping their fist for the little guy against Valve that's trying to bully them unjustly. Like, they even openly admit, yeah, we just never asked. We just never got permission. Like, how do you, like, you can't defend that. You can't, like, be on Dbrand's side. All you did was waste not only all your time and resources and the time of your employees, but you also wasted the time of all the people that put in the pre-order and shit. Now, it does seem all of them are getting a refund, so that's great. But, like, what the fuck was the point in this whole charade, this hootenanny? I find it hard to believe that they just didn't think to get a license or ask for permission. But anyway, let's take a look at their statement. As you've probably noticed, the Steam Machine Companion Cube was eviscerated from our website, YouTube, and other social media platforms last week. The blunt version is that we made the Companion Cube without a license from Valve. Everyone who purchased a Companion Cube will have their refund issued by end of day. Everything else beyond this is just detail. If you want the full story, keep reading. I want the full scoop, please. On November 12th, 2025, the day the Steam Machine was announced, we put up a concept render and sign-up page to see if anyone would be interested in a Companion Cube enclosure. It went moderately viral, with over 15,000 people signing up to be notified in the first day. In the months that followed, we built the idea into something real without ever asking Valve if we could. Why, though? Like, why would you do that? So, like, it's fine to put up, like, that render and get interest. Hey, how would you guys feel if we did pursue this? But then why wouldn't the next step be like, oh, okay, there's clear demand here. You guys are hungry. You got some grumbly bellies and you need a Companion Cube in their gullet, don't you? Okay, we'll ask Valve if we can. Like, well, I don't know how, being a business of Dbrand's size, that wouldn't cross your mind. I believe that they did this knowing full well that they were playing with fire, and that if they did get shut down, it would only be good for them, as like no publicity is bad publicity, and that this would be something people would be supportive of. Like, hey, D-Brand fought the good fight, it didn't work out, but we're real D-Brand diehard loyalists now because they really went for it with the companion cube. I'm not even seeing that response from fucking anyone, even the biggest fans of D-Brand. Everyone's calling this stupid because it doesn't even make sense. Like, it is actually going out of your way to be an imbecile to not ask the company whom you're using their IP if you can do that. Like, you need to get the license. Like, that's the most basic shit ever. Everyone knows. We're going to regret that decision for a very long time. Over the next 7 months, we poured our souls into this project. More than 1,000 hours went into engineering from our industrial design team. 44 sets of injection molding tools were developed, one for each of the cube's subcomponents. The entire product was redesigned from scratch more than once just to get the way it cradles the console exactly right. We literally rented out a university campus to film the launch video. By the end, we were losing money on every $99 poverty cube sold, but it didn't matter. This had turned into a passion project for the entire organization. So you went through all of this and never once thought, maybe we should ask. Maybe we should at least be safe and see if Valve's going to be okay with it. Let's try and get a license here. Somehow you've BLJ, backward long jumped through the first step here, completely forgetting to ask about the license, and now you're trying to film a launch video, renting out a university campus for it, probably fucking directed by Christopher Nolan or something, and still, no one pipes up and says, guys, wait, should we ask permission to do this? Like, we still never got the thumbs up from Valve, the green light. What are your thoughts? Thoughts? Unfortunately, being proud of the thing we made did not give us the right to make it. We launched around 3 a.m. on Monday, June 22nd. Overnight, it became the second fastest selling product in our 15-year history, behind only the Switch 2 Kill Switch. Shortly after Valve's legal team reached out, they stated that the Companion Cube is Valve intellectual property for which D-Brand does not have a license. They requested we take down the product and launch film immediately. This was entirely within their rights, and they were direct, fair, and respectful throughout. We took everything down and made an appeal. We asked Valve whether there was any way to keep the project alive, properly licensed, with their blessing, on their terms. They said no. Given our backwards approach of building first, asking permission later, it was a fair answer. That's basically the whole story. We made something a lot of people were excited about, then incinerated our shot at bringing it to the market. It's a hard lesson to learn publicly. But you've actually got me malfunctioning. How is that a lesson you needed to learn at all? Everyone already knows that. That's like basic common sense. Even if you've never been in business or anything, just boiling it down to the bare bones here. If you were going to make something based on someone else's work and sell it for yourself, don't you think like naturally your brain would go, maybe I should ask the people that own that if they'd be okay with it? Like, even if you know nothing about licensing or whatever, that's like the most basic, following the breadcrumbs of thoughts imaginable. Like, it feels deliberate. It feels like they didn't want to ask for a license because they knew it might be a slow process, which means they would be late to the Steam machine market. They'd be late to the launch. So in order to be there on time right away to capitalize off the hype train, they felt that they needed to immediately go in production and didn't have time to deal with that pesky license, so they crossed their fingers and hoped for the best. That's what it feels like to me, if this isn't just another one of like their marketing things, but it's still such a stupid gamble. Like, it's still dumb. It goes without saying, but we'll say it regardless. Valve didn't do anything wrong here. They built a game franchise a lot of people love, and they alone get to decide how it's used. To everyone who was as excited about this project as we were, thank you and sorry. Refunds are being issued today. If it hasn't landed in your account by end of week, you know how to reach us. To Valve, thank you for Portal. Sorry for the headache. We should have asked first. I can at least appreciate that they're not trying to fling shit at Valve for this or paint them as the bad guys for stepping in. That was big of them, because I thought when I initially read the headlines that they'd try and like fight back, like, no, why is Valve doing this? They're stomping all over us. This is absurd. But they are outright saying, yeah, Valve didn't do anything wrong. We're dumb. I still find it just so hard to believe that they wouldn't have even toyed with the idea of trying to get permission from Valve or get a license. So I still believe it's one of two things. A calculated marketing tactic here where they were willing to roll the dice, and if it did go tits up, as it inevitably did, that they thought this would be good publicity regardless for the D-Brand image, and it fits in line with how they've conducted it in the past, like with Sony, as it appears. So maybe it could have been like a marketing thing, which again, I don't think was smart anyway, because you devoted so much time and resources to this with so many thousands of signups. Like all you do is just lose money on that. I don't think it does anything for your brand image, and it just paints you as dumb for it. Or it could be that they knew that if they tried to go through the proper channels of getting the licensing first for the companion cube in order to use the portal license to make the companion cube, they thought it would take too long and they'd miss this golden opportunity, this window to be there right away for the Steam Machine, for the Steam Machine users, and have this companion cube ready off rip. So just being early. They didn't want to take the chance of being too late, so they decided, fuck it, we won't even bother with the permission of the license, we'll just hope they're cool with it. And it didn't work out. Both of these, though, are not smart. They're both dumb. And I can't decide what's worse. If they made just a bad business decision of knowingly just not getting the license, or if this is a company run by individuals who never even think to get permission first. It never crosses their mind, like, we're so ditzy and we just got so excited, we dove right into the companion cube, started making it, going to marketing, pushing it, renting out a university campus, and would you believe it, not a single one of us even thought to contact Valve about a license. Ain't that the darndest thing? Like, I don't know what's worse, if they're, like, run by people that are that absent-minded, or if they just made such a stupid decision about, like, knowingly avoiding the license and hoping for the best. Either way, crazy fucking decision here from D-Brand as a company. This was a wacky little thing to be learning about. Anyway, that's about it. So, yeah. I recently cleaned out my wardrobe, getting rid of some older shirts, which allowed for shirts I hadn't seen in years to make it into my rotation, into the Megamix. So now I'm cycling through some wackier shirts, leading to this, a light blue tee. I'm looking like a prime soccer player right now. I haven't worn this color shirt since I was in elementary school, licking a lollipop and flicking my propeller hat. And who knows what other treasures and treats await in these newly unearthed shirts that have been promoted to the big leagues here from the fucking G League. So anyway, whimsical shirt aside, what I want to yap about is actually pretty degenerate. It's not quirky by any means, I would say. I actually already yapped about this on the Skill Check channel earlier. It's in regards to my cardboard heroin addiction. I had been ripping Lord of the Rings Special Edition collector's boxes pretty much daily on Skill Check for the last, week and some change. And now the Fire Nation's attacked. Everything has changed here. And it's in large part because I was doing these openings. So the Lord of the Rings Special Edition boxes are a set that I really enjoy, but it's a very expensive set. I had 5 boxes that I bought a couple years ago when they were still pretty close to MSRP, and actually this was a set that a lot of people didn't even want and had trouble even selling to people, so it kind of flew under the radar for the longest time, but over time it ballooned into a really expensive one. So when I started opening these, they were sitting at around $4,500 a box. That's a pretty penny. That's a ton of fucking clams. So obviously there wasn't a ferocious appetite with people beating down the doors, climbing all over each other like it's World War Z, to be spending $4,500 per box of Lord of the Rings Special Edition. But I have something that's known as a mental illness. But I view it as more of like an addiction blessing. You see, Darman fam, my caveman brain loves shininess, and boy howdy did this set have a lot of shininess to it. But under no circumstances was this ever even worth $4,500. It's not. No, what you can pull from this set doesn't even come close to that value unless you hit a serialized lottery winning card. It's just, it was already way overpriced, but I really wanted to do something special with it because I really like the set. I had decided that I wanted to go on this long quest to keep ripping these boxes until I hit any serialized card from it. A serialized card is a card where there is only a set amount of that card ever made. So in the case of this series, there were a handful of cards that could be serialized, X out of 100. And my goal was to keep opening these boxes until I found a single one, no matter what it was. And it's been an extremely enjoyable time, and I've made some incredible friends along the way, like my buddy Treebeard, this fucking zooted goober here, looking like the Globgogabgola. I have pulled this many Treebeards. He's not a very, valuable card or anything, but this fucking maniac appears in, every single box I've opened. He's like the box ghost, just an unwanted cameo villain that I can't shake, and at this point, He's Stockholm syndromed me. And then the most despicable scourge on the planet is Hugh the Intwood. This is a poster card, Hugh the Intwood. It's the actual worst one in the set, and I've pulled so many of it, and every time my heart sinks into my ass. It hurts. But these are now cherished memories of mine. Even Hugh the Intwood, which is basically just a fucking terrorist in a box here. Throughout opening these cards, these boxes, I've had so much fun doing so, and I think the series has slapped. But what I didn't realize and what I didn't anticipate happening is that by opening so many of these boxes, it had a direct effect on the market. Like I said, when I started buying these, they were between $3,500 and $4,500 is what I paid for about 10 of them. And now the lowest listing you can find online is $12,000. That's not normal. That's not something that organically happened naturally due to like the standard things that would drive a price increase, like more demand for it from a bunch of people that want to get the cards or something. Because right now, I don't think there's a ton of people that were really looking to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars on these boxes to open them. Kind of be very silly if there was. It's really just me doing it, taking a huge fucking net loss right on the chin because I like opening them and I think the content's really fun and hype. But I don't think there's been like a huge change in the amount of people that are looking to do the same thing, like open the cards. I don't think there's like this ferocious appetite now to buy and open them. I imagine there's a lot of people now that are buying the cards to squat on them because the scarcity, like there's not a ton of them, so now they want to hold it for next 5 or 10 years. But I think the main bulk of what this is coming from is people that are looking to try and make a quick profit flipping it to me. And the reason I think that is because a few of them have reached out to try and do that very same thing, that exact strategy. There are people that are buying it at like, over the last 24 hours, there are a few people that bought it like 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, and then sent me an email to try and flip what they had just purchased from TCG Player to me for 12,000. So it's people that are trying to capitalize off the perceived inability of Charles here to stop buying these boxes. So now they're trying to buy these at these crazy prices and then flip them to me for a crazier price because now it's much harder for me to find these boxes to buy. Thus, I must be willing to pay that crazy price. And in the video I posted on Skill Check earlier, I just wanted to make it clear, no, I'm not doing that. So I'm shutting that shit down. I'm not going to do that. Like, yes, I want to keep opening these boxes, but I'm not paying that price for it. It's not worth that. That's fucking ridiculous. It's just lost in this degeneracy hype train that I didn't think would ever be like a possibility for me just opening these boxes. I want to make it clear because there's a lot of confusion here. When I open these boxes, I take a huge net loss on them. Me paying $4,500 for a box. My juiciest box, if I sold every single card in there, would have made about $1,100. The AdSense on the videos are a few $100s. So I still lose thousands every time I open one of these boxes. And I don't even sell the cards. I keep all the fucking pulls and I'm making a wild, wacky, janky commander deck out of all of them once I'm done, which it's looking like I probably am now because these boxes are just going for stupid prices that I'm not paying. Yeah, obviously I'd love to keep opening them until I do hit a serialized, but I'm not playing around in the pig pen like this. It's just not happening. So that video was me putting the kibosh on it and letting people know, like, hey, I'm probably not going to be doing these going forward because of the prices here. It's been a very popular series on the Skill Check channel, so I thought an explanation was warranted. Also just wanted to make it clear that this kind of shit I don't like at all. This is not something I anticipated would happen. So yeah, it was a topic I wanted to talk about there. Also, to all the new faces around the Skill Check channel, glad you've enjoyed the card openings. You should also check out our games. I think we have the best Magic games on YouTube. Our shit slaps. I think we have some fucking iconic bangers when it comes to like our Box Brawl series where we're playing through every Magic the Gathering set in its history, opening the box, and then playing a Brawl Commander format with our pulls. Best Magic content on YouTube. Best TCG content. It's TCG Paradise over at Skill Check. Now, some of the comments on that video actually tilted me, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to the TCG space, there's always going to be like unhinged shit in it, but there were some people accusing me of being a scalper because I was opening these boxes. I feel like that word has now lost all meaning. Like, that's, what? How is me buying boxes and opening them? I don't sell anything from it or anything either. They go into my collection. How is that me scalping anyone? I'm not benefiting off these crazy prices. That's actually butt-fucking me, because I'm also the only one, I think, that is buying them to open them right now. So all it's doing is hurting me. How am I in any way the beneficiary of this new lunacy that's become normalized with these boxes. And then others are saying it's the Logan Paul method. The Logan Paul method of what? I'm opening the boxes. These aren't box breaks. I'm not selling the packs and breaking them for people. And I'm not doing this to artificially inflate the hype and the price around product that I'm actively trying to sell to people. I'm just opening these fucking boxes. I wish they were back to like $2.50 a box. The cheaper the set goes, the happier I am. The bigger my boner gets. I'd love to see the prices just fucking plummet. I'd love that. Unfortunately, that isn't the case. That didn't happen. Not that I expected it to like plummet or anything, but I didn't expect it to do this. I didn't expect it to like explode or anything. I wasn't familiar with how scarce this product was prior to me buying a bunch of it. I didn't realize that opening it would actually matter in the grand scheme of things because this wasn't a product a lot of people were buying in the first place. I didn't think there'd be a whole lot of market movement just for me goofing around opening boxes on the Skill Check channel. I really didn't expect it. And there were quite a handful of angry comments about how, well, now no one can get it. Well, I'm going to tell you something, and this is the cold water, but I'm just going to be honest. No one was buying it anyway because $4,500 was already a fucking ton of money. It wasn't getting sold that often before I started buying it. So I really don't think there were a lot of people that were just minutes away from spending $4,500 on a box of Lord of the Rings Special Edition collector's boxes that were just distraught that all of a sudden I started buying them. And then, like, the price ballooned like this, which, again, I didn't think would happen. I thought me buying it wouldn't matter because then more people would just put up their boxes for sale. I assumed that there were still a lot of boxes out there and that because they were hard to sell traditionally, they just didn't even bother putting up here now because they were so expensive. I didn't expect this. But the point is, I don't think there were a ton of people that all of a sudden missed the opportunity to buy them. I'm sure there were people that were buying them occasionally for investments because they were steadily going up even before I started purchasing them. But outside of like the people that were buying them to fucking squat on them for the next 5 to 10 years as it continued to go up, I don't think there were a lot of people looking to like buy and actively opening them. I really don't. Because the truth of the matter is, it's not worth this price. It's not. Even $4,500, $3,500, it's not worth that price. There's nothing you can pull in the set that even comes close to reaching that value unless you hit a serialized card, which your odds of doing are extremely fucking low. And I knew that going into this. It was just supposed to be fun content with like a exciting goal to try and strive for with a serialized hit, but the odds of me ever actually hitting that are astronomical. Like, it's just very unlikely to happen. So I don't think there were any reason to be spending this kind of money on these boxes in the first place. It should have never even been worth that in terms of like the pulls you can get from it. The reason why it's reached these crazy levels is because of the scarcity, which I didn't know going into it that it was this scarce. Now, after seeing everything I've seen and what I know now about like the supply that's still out there, like in personal collections, there are some individuals that have multiple cases. Not just Rudy from Alpha Investments, who I know everyone is aware of, has like hundreds of boxes. There are other individuals that I know of that have cases too, but there's not a ton of product. So based on all of that, I imagine like the natural price, had not all this hysteria happened around it, would probably float around like $6,500, maybe $7,500 on the highest end. That would be where they'd be at normally, you know, as it continued to progress organically. But because this shit just unfolded, now everything's completely changed. Lowest you can find is $12K, which it's ludicrous. It's ridiculous. And I'm not paying that. Like, as I've said, I am not paying that. And then people were upset at me for saying that. Like, oh, so you'll pay $4,500, even up to $6,500, but 12K is where you draw the line? Okay. Out of touch much? Like, what are you talking about? The cards aren't worth $3,500. They're not worth $4,500. They're not worth $6,500, and they're certainly not worth $12,000. I do it because I love doing it, and I am addicted to the old shiny cardboard crack. I enjoy it. I think the content's fun. I think it's great videos, but I'm not going to be completely busting and draining my balls getting my hands on each and every one of them and sucking cock behind a Walmart for a special edition box. Like, it's not that serious to me. So yeah, I'll pay like a lot of money for these boxes because I think the content's great and I really enjoy doing it. And even if I wasn't making videos, I would still be ripping boxes. But I'm not going to go crazy with it with these prices. I'm just not. There is a huge difference between $4,500 and $12,000. There's a huge difference between $6,500 and $12,000. It's fucking double, almost. Like, it's just crazy. So yeah, I made that video on Skill Check earlier, drawing the line in the sand. I'm not doing this shit anymore. I'm tapping out. I am fucking leaving. I'm not going to be playing in this cesspool here after receiving emails from people that had just purchased the box for like 7, 8, 9K, trying to then flip it to me for 12K for that quick profit is just so degenerate and disgusting. So yeah, I'm not doing that. Of course, I'd obviously love to open more of these boxes, but I have no problem just not doing it either. Maybe in the future when things settle down, if the prices go back to like a different level that's not fucking outrageously absurd, then yeah, maybe I could see myself getting a couple more. But at this moment, probably not doing any other openings of this set. And it's made me rethink how I even do openings going forward. Because now that I know this is something that can happen, it's something I want to do everything I can to prevent from happening. So I'm thinking probably what I'll do is I'll finish opening all of the cards I have in my collection from 2 years ago, and then not return to any kind of older sets to do openings. As much as I love opening older sets, it's actually my favorite stuff to open. I probably will refrain from doing so that way I don't have any kind of effect at all on the market. For more modern sets, if there's any that I have a big interest in, maybe I'll rip a bunch of those because they'll be like readily available and hopefully won't have any effect on it. I don't really know the best way of doing it, but I want to keep opening these boxes because I love doing it. And I've done it since 2016. It's something I've done off and on for many years now. I have a lot of fun doing it, and I play the card games. Like Magic the Gathering, I actively play it. That whole fucking channel is basically dedicated to it. Pokemon, I play the Pokemon TCG. Yu-Gi-Oh! I play the fuck out of the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. Like, I love opening these cards. It's a lot of fun for me, so I want to keep doing it, but I don't want it to lead to this kind of fucking garbage here. I really don't. So, I'll be thinking on best practices when it comes to opening going forward, and figure it out from there. Anyway, just wanted to yap about this. That's it. Yep. Here's a wacky story that got brought to me by Matt's wife, who asked Matt if I had heard about Poopgate. I guess there's an assumption among my friends that if there's anything feces related going on in the world, I'm the preeminent expert who has infinite wisdom on the subject. But in this case, the answer was a resounding no. I knew nothing about Poopgate. So she gave Matt all of the intel and all of the lore, which has now made it across my desk, shared with me now. And it is a fascinating and foul tale. So, at a Noah Khan concert, there was a shitting incident. And the video showcasing the defecation situation, aftermath, the crime scene, and all the forensic evidence with the human excrement smeared and smudged on the floor has really blown up online here. This has become like the Super Bowl Janet Jackson moment of the 2020s here. It's become a huge phenomenon, so much so that Noah Khan himself has even put out a statement urging fans to not do that again. His PSA reads, "If you have to poop at a show, please, dear God, just go to the bathroom, LMAO. I've pooped my pants as much as the next 29-year-old, but you guys gotta understand, there's a venue worker out there with a 1,000-yard stare after dealing with that." True. That venue worker, he's been through the ringer now. It's some trauma that he's gone through. And he's approaching it pretty lightheartedly, but it does make me a bit curious. How many times have you pooped your pants, Noah? I'd be very interested in hearing those stories, because for me, it's like 2.5. The half is that recent time at the Deftones concert where I browned them just slightly after soldiering through for a long time with the Hershey squirts. But I'm curious his tales now that he could share here. So here's the splash zone. You can see there's a couple nuggets of shit there that have been kind of kicked around on the floor. I had to mute the audio because of DMCA. The person filming says, "What the fuck?" Pretty normal reaction to seeing shit out of its natural habitat of the toilet. It's not where you'd expect it to be, and it's certainly not where you'd want it to be at the concert that you're supposed to be having fun at. Now you're surrounded by this Methodist, the fumes here, the stink of this poop that some scoundrel just unleashed here. And then they tried to bury it like a dog, it seems, because you can see it's kicked around. And you can also notice the real shitters out there will immediately recognize that that's solid. Those are logs there. It's not like diarrhea, which indicates that the individual didn't have some kind of emergency. This isn't like a gambled on a fart scenario and you shart yourself or anything and it's all like liquidy and diarrhea-y. This is clearly someone that just didn't feel like going to the bathroom. I guess they didn't want to miss any songs. And they're like, yeah, you know what? I do have to poop. Might as well just let it rip. I can't miss any of this. Which, if I was in Noah Khan's shoes, I would take as the ultimate form of flattery. That someone loved my music so much that they're just going to shit their pants there in order to not miss a second of the action that I'm delivering. That's very cool, but I mean, really bad for all of the other people that paid money to be there and now are forced to be in this contaminated zone. But yeah, so to me, that doesn't seem like this was some kind of emergency that snuck up on them and they accidentally, squeeged out a poo-poo or anything. This was very clearly some dastardly duty. Like, they just decided to shit their pants. Like, they made the conscious choice to do that instead of just going to the bathroom instead. And as I said, this has become a very big story, so there are people that were around it that are now sharing their horror stories about what happened as well as explaining the situation. There's one individual on TikTok whose video has also kind of caught fire because, according to them, they were right behind the person that did that.
A little dark, I understand. I apologize. This is my first ever time filming a TikTok, so take it easy on me. I wanted to give a story time of Noah Khan Philly Poopgate 2026.
A performance that will live in infamy because of one single unholy event that unfolded there with that human excrement. So, there's no way to fully verify if she's being truthful here or just trying to capitalize off the virality of the story. This could very well be made up, but a lot of what she's saying does kind of get echoed from other people that are expressing similar experience with the supposed individual who did this. So I'm willing to just give the benefit of the doubt here. Also, this is their first TikTok. It would be a weird thing to just decide this is how I'm going to try and launch my social media career off the back of Poopgate. I'll try and gamify it through that. To me, this really does feel like someone who was there, witnessed this, couldn't believe it, saw that other people also are talking about it, so wants to give their account. I'm willing to be charitable here and take them at their word that they actually were behind the person that shat. Alright, I checked the comments and actually there is complete confirmation that what she's saying is true. She was directly behind the pooper. She was there ground zero of the Noah Khan Philly Poopgate incident of 2026. So this commenter said, OMG, I was in the row ahead of the pooper, and then provides a picture that she took, which the creator of this TikTok that's telling this story, Shannon, says, oh god, there I am in the overalls traumatized. And then when you click on the picture, yeah, that does appear to be the same woman who's telling the story now. So she's being truthful. This is someone who has a first-hand account of what happened at Poopgate.
I was the person seated directly behind the pooper in question. This person had been standing, singing, we're two songs in, and then she sits. And I'm like, wow. The look on her face was just very, emotional.
We've all been there with the bubble guts. You do get distressed, even emotional. I've shed tears before, I'm sure we all have. And what she's describing here sounds about par for the course there, but typically with bubble guts, it's diarrhea. Very rarely do you get solid chunks like this woman blew out of her ass. So maybe it's not related. Maybe she was just genuinely emotional at the concert and then that emotion manifested itself in feces. I don't really know. But I just feel if it was truly a bubble guts emergency, it wouldn't have looked like that.
And then she reaches behind her, begins to shake out the shorts. I'm reliving the horror like I went to war. I can't stop thinking about it. Two shits fall out of her ass onto the floor right in front of me. And then she tries to kick them under the seat in front of her. And it's smearing everywhere. It's all over her shoe. It's all over the whole floor. And then she proceeds to continue to watch the concert. And I'm like, what do I fucking do? There's human shit on the floor right in front of me.
A predicament you never want to find yourself in the middle of. It is confusing. It's alarming. It's no fun. It's not good stuff there. So yeah, apparently she stood back up. She shook her shorts and two pieces of shit fell out from there. She delivered some gifts that no one was asking for, and she tried to hide the evidence by, I guess, like soccer ball kicking it away, like maybe to frame somebody else. Like, look at this guy, he just took a shit. Look at his feet, or something like that. I don't really know what the plan was, because like at the venue you can see, even if she did successfully like punt the poop away, it's still all very visible in plain sight. It's just so disgusting. What a gross person. Like, I can't even fathom. Like, if it was an emergency, like something that they couldn't help, or, you know, like maybe they had some kind of bowel issue or something, that's one thing. But this just feels like they didn't want to miss any songs to go to the bathroom, so fuck everyone else. They're just gonna poop.
I guess I'll go to security, you know? So I go to the security guard and I'm just like, hey. And they were very, like, in the middle of an intense conversation. So kind of annoyed that I'm interrupting, but I was like, someone chat. And he was like, you've got to be kidding me. And I'm like, no, I am not. Unfortunately, someone took a human shit on the floor. It smelled the entire time. And then they went up to her and they were like, hey, can you go to... And she was like, I know! And then she left and never came back.
So she alerted security to what happened there. They went up and had a conversation with her where apparently she, you know, yelled, I know, back to them. And then wasn't seen again. I guess fee-fi-fo-fummed her way to the bathroom and apparently wasn't seen again. Didn't return back to the spot there, the scene of the crime. I don't know if that's because it was like embarrassment, like just decided, you know what, that's a wrap for tonight. That's curtains for tonight. We'll call it there. Or if she got kicked out by the venue for doing that. That's also very possible as well.
Do I think it was a medical emergency? I am not qualified to say, obviously, but like I don't feel it was, because she really kind of like, it looked like, you know, she shat on the chair, like she looked like she was, you know, pushing, straining, and then got up and, you know, knew it happened. And then instead of, at that point, you know, say you did shit yourself, right? At the point you feel it in the pants, maybe then go to the bathroom and like do that over the toilet. I still think from the jump you should have probably went to the bathroom, but you know.
That's a good point. She didn't like shit herself while standing up or anything, like caught by surprise. Apparently, she did it while straining to do so on the chair. So like actively pushing it out of her bowels. Like that doesn't sound like an emergency in that case. And another good point is, if it was an accident, like a big emergency, a whoopsie-daisy, why would she shake it out there? Why wouldn't she try and like, you know, do the waddle to the bathroom type of thing, keep it locked in the trouser sarcophagus, and then shake it out over the toilet, which I imagine most people who shit their pants would have done. It does seem intentional to just not miss a song, which is crazy. That's nuts if that actually is the case. And it does seem to be what it is, based on the available evidence here. Again, it's not 100% confirmed or anything that that's what it was, but that's what it seems like. Either way, wild story here. Poopgate was fascinating to dive into here. Anyway, that's really about it. So, yeah. It's a new day, which means new clowns to make fun of in the TCG community. Well, they're not really in the TCG community. That's not fair to say. These scalpers are just germs that infect it and poison it. Point is, I'm shooting spitballs at scalpers again. We're making fun of more of these dumb assholes that keep going out and just making fools of themselves.
Dude, you can't get in front of me. No, you went in front of me. But you went in front of me and those were mine. I have two hands.
Her gluttony insatiable. Her greed has rotted her mind. So this woman here is even boxing out someone else in line who's trying to reach in and grab product because she's literally taking all of it. And it straight up does look like a basketball play. Dude's going up for the rebound to get his paws on that precious Pokemon product. She is boxing out and actually driving him back, and he's got his arms up, you know, like he's trying not to draw a foul for over the back or something. And the whole time she's berating him, just chirping about how he wasn't in front of her, thus he's got her product. That's hers. She has two hands. So, this is definitely someone's mom, and I would be ashamed if this was my mother caught on camera here. This would be worse than if my mom was just cheating on my father and they got a divorce or something. This would actually hurt me more if I saw my parents engaging in behavior like this. It is not your product, lady, just because you got there before he did. There really needs to be strictly enforced buy limits per individual here, because this just keeps happening over and over and over again. These scalping turds have proven that they can't exist in a civilized society and can't be trusted with even basic human decency in the face of Pokemon product in their vicinity. It's so bad that now stores are putting signs out like this about disruptive behavior and how annoying it is that they keep leaving chairs and shit in line overnight. Just reading that sign seems like something you'd find in a fucking elementary school classroom about the rules there. But this is for adults. Adults that are like the minds of toddlers, except far more aggressive and their behavior far, far worse. So they even have to say at the end of the sign that if you don't follow these rules, we're going to delay selling you the Pokemon product. Which, I mean, that's like 9/11 to scalpers. Like, anytime Pokemon product is delayed or, heaven help us, out of stock, all hell breaks loose. They start fighting and fucking. We've seen multiple times guns now. It's just pure pandemonium and chaos when it comes to Pokemon. And like I said, there's a lot of signs popping up at places that are hot spots for these scalpers to camp out because it's just so out of control. They also fight in line constantly too.
Don't play with me. That's typically how. Don't play with me. All right, go ahead. You don't need all five. No, you're right. I'll be nice, okay?
I'll be nice, she says, as she continues to fully clear the shelves of Pokemon in front of all of the other people that are waiting there for it. Now, of course, my heart doesn't really break for those also in line, because I have no doubt they too are scalpers as well, who are just now getting salty and upset that she's beaten them to the punch and she's the one that's getting the kit and caboodle here of all the product. But still, just degenerate garbage here from someone's mama. Mommy out here is now grabbing all this Pokemon product to try and flip on fucking Facebook Marketplace or whatnot or something.
No, because that upset me. Don't upset me, please. That was very rude. Now I'm gonna pull you.
Come on, go. Go ahead. Why are we in?
I know how to count.
Don't go like that.
1, 2, buckle, motherfucking shit.
Yeah, now you know shit's about to pop off. It's getting wild. She just dropped the 1, 2, buckle my shoe. We've entered the end game. There will be no survivors now. It actually grinds my gears so fucking much, just greases my cheeks, listening to her feel so self-righteous, like she's got the moral high ground, she's the moral authority, like, you are very rude. I'm just here shopping, buying all of this Pokemon product to ensure none of you have it, and you're very rude for trying to take one. You're not allowed. They're all mine. Don't you know that? I was here first, so thus, I am entitled to every single one of these, in fact. And lecturing them about it. It's so annoying. It's so unbelievably cringe.
Damn. Yeah, well, that was very rude. You're like, look, 1. Okay? All right, you're good. 2.
But they're just standing there, just letting her take all the shit.
But that's called a line, dude.
Yeah, but you have to move though. You can't stand right there.
Says who?
Says sane human beings that you shouldn't just be camping in that spot, taking every single product there while others are actively waiting for it as well, you greedy asshole. You greedy parasite. I really wish they just went into her cart and started taking her products. They're not hers. Just because she puts them in the cart doesn't mean that they're hers. And I have appreciated the trend where some individuals have gone into scalpers' carts and just started taking some of it and walking out with it. Because what are they going to do? They don't have some legal right to it. It is not theirs. So, I wish they had just started taking from her cart. Like a scene out of the fucking Walking Dead where they start like reaching into the intestines and eating them. I wish the other scalpers just came in there and started cannibalizing her cart there, taking all of her Pokemon products since she cleared the shelves. It's just so dumb, man. It's so out of control. And further evidence of that is just how many ancillary scalper-adjacent things are being spawned here from this Pokemon hysteria. So this is the Machamp's Mentorship Cohort 2, so this is the sequel, the Electric Boogaloo here. They're coming back around for second breakfast, so what this is a program that you pay thousands of dollars for, and they'll teach you how to make money off Pokemon cards. A few good decisions in the Pokemon space can compound into thousands of dollars, or subscribers. We can help you make more of those good decisions sooner and more often. For the low, low price of $2,500, by the way, if you want their masterclass, which I know might sound like an alarmingly high amount of money, but look at the value you get from it. You're losing money not signing up, really. This is a beginner program designed to turn beginners into intermediates in under 12 weeks rather than 12 plus months, drastically reducing analysis paralysis and known mistakes that cost time and money. The topic selection and depth may feel too basic for folks who have vended more than 5 card shows and or have already sold over 50K of Pokemon cards in a 12-month period. So no doubt this is going to jumpstart your business in the Pokemon space. This is going to send you right to the fucking moon here. Real quick, I want to slide a fun tiddlywink of lore here before going deeper into this absolute dogshit program for an outrageous price tag. The seemingly main guy behind it, Jarchomp, he's a YouTuber who, before getting into this Pokemon space, actually had a 6-figure salary. He had a very high-paying job, which he quit to pursue Pokemon. So he had a huge advantage entering the space, by the way. So you'll pay $2,500 for his infinite wisdom here, when really step 1 is be rich. Genius. That's how these garbage-ass courses always go, where they charge an exorbitant fee for their tutelage, and they make their money off you being that idiot that bought into the course, and they just give you, like, simple tools and the basics, when really they themselves, in this space, already just had a big advantage over you where you're starting. So good luck. Now let's say you're not willing to fork over $2,500 per person. Well, they at least have the Creator Accelerator for a measly $1,000 per person, and this offers some incredible benefits, which is only available to clients who participate in the Beginner BST Masterclass, by the way. So I actually missed that the first time I looked at this. So you also have to check. I didn't know what the ADDTL meant. That's additional. Why not just fucking spell out additional in that case? That is a crazy way of abbreviating it that I've never seen. I thought this was a totally separate thing, but no. It's additive to the Buy Sell Trade Masterclass for $2,500. So if you want the full experience, it's actually $3,500 to do their 12-week course here to give you like the instructions on what the best type of chair to set outside of Target is for restocks, and buy at 80% market, sell at 100% market, that kind of crazy life hack. And then if you want more, it's an additional $1,000, which is going to give you like social media advice. This is a beginner and intermediate friendly extension likely to be valued whether you've never posted a video before, posted a bunch but aren't seeing results, seen some success in content already and want to deepen your knowledge or understand how to move past the current plateau. Content will focus on long form versus short form. One session each dedicated to the key principles and actionable details that set apart simple making a video from creating something entertaining and or valuable enough to truly accelerate and enable your business and community building. So now they're the kingmakers. Through cohort 2 here of the Jarchomp mentorship program, you will not only be down $3,500 in the red, but you'll at least have really cool ideas on some banger videos you can make, such as, I went to a card show and bought these slabs, watch me try and flip it unsuccessfully. I went back and checked their flyer, and I misrepresented Cohort 2's length. It is not a 12-week program, it is 6 or 8 weeks, pardon me. So it's even less time for more money. My apologies. So it's 6 to 8 week, 20-person live program led by Jarchomp Collectibles and Oyama Trading. I didn't look into Oyama Trading. I imagine it's probably a similar song and dance, similar story to Jarchomp. I was laughing too hard when I found out Jarchomp just openly talks about coming from a very high-paying salary background before diving into this space and is now actively hosing the community for even more money, even more thousands upon thousands of dollars to line his pockets. Now I know I've been calling it a course quite a bit, but they want to make it clear, bold and underlined, this is not a course. Spoiler alert. Yeah, it is. It 1000% is. I don't know why you're trying to rebrand that. Cohort 1 clients grew inventories from 0 to 15K to greater than 50K, started and scaled Instagram and YouTube, expanded their networks, made friends, and had a blast. Is that so? That means that they have presumably already peddled this same bullshit to a different crowd of people previously, the Cohort 1 goobers, that I imagine also paid thousands upon thousands of dollars for this trash. I'll take their word for it, though. I have no doubt all the Cohort 1 clients went from 0 to 15K right away in just this 8-week training program. And also, some of them even going straight to the moon over 50K, and they all started scaling their Instagram and YouTubes. All of them are popping off right now. Have you heard of Mr. Beast? Yeah, he was probably a Cohort 1 client here at the Machamps Mentorship. And, of course, they had a blast. And that's the most important thing. They all became great lifelong friends through the Machamps Mentorship program in Cohort 1. So it's very nice of them. It's a blessing that they're opening it up again for Cohort 2. So that way even more people can have this privilege. It's so fucking shameless, man. And they're not alone. I know there's other courses in this space offering similar things, but this is like the fucking Hustlers University for Pokemon degenerates. The pricing is diabolical. It's so shameless. It's sickening. Anyway, though, just wanted to make fun of more of these assholes. That's really about it. So, yeah. Your family, your friends, your pets, you are not safe. AI data centers continue to steamroll across society, pounding and pillaging, beating you into submission and obedience. They're popping up everywhere. They're showing no signs of slowing down. Even if one of them gets stopped, which doesn't really happen, it's like a Hydra, 50 more take its place. It's just a weed, a plague for which there is no cure. They are being built in your backyard, in your front yard, taking away your house to build them. They're putting them in your dreams. There's nowhere AI data centers won't get put. And there is nothing that it won't butt fuck. The cost of pretty much everything has been to the moon recently, and that's going to continue to happen. But take solace knowing that even if you can't afford shit anymore, at least your sacrifice is helping to put more clams in the piggy bank of people that are likely in the Epstein files. And isn't that something to be proud of? And the thing is, it's not like people are just going quietly into the night. There are constant, massive turnouts at local city council meetings and people doing their best to petition and try and stop their communities, their elected officials in their community, from approving these massive data center projects. But the people that are elected to lead them don't care because they make a lot of doubloons off the deals. There is a complete lack of accountability. They get away with it, and it's just a trend that's unfortunately no brakes on this train, all fart and poop. You get the whole kit and caboodle here when it comes to AI data centers. And I just saw something today about how a farmer named Darren Blanchard got arrested at one of these public hearings about a data center in his community because he went 5 seconds over his 3-minute time allotment when he was speaking his piece about the data center that they were opining on.
2 weeks ago, we met Amber Robinson Rodriguez outside Claremore Police Department, where she was suffering from sticker shock.
1,750, I believe, was the final total.
That's how much the city of Claremore told her it would cost in order to produce the body cam footage from the arrest of Darren Blanchard back in February at a meeting about the Project Mustang data center.
It's diabolical. So, he was arrested because he went very slightly over his time when speaking about Project Mustang. This takes place in Claremore, Oklahoma. It is a 300-acre data center, which obviously no ordinary civilians want infesting their community because all available evidence, all the available data and investigations that have been conducted into the operational data centers that have swept in these communities suggests that it is detrimental and a burden to these communities and does nothing to actually help any of the people that live there. It is solely beneficial to those at the top of the food chain. So no one wants that because it is a massive hit to their quality of life in the area based on everything we know about it. So there's always a big turnout, and here there was a big turnout, people very passionately expressing their disapproval of this Project Mustang, a 300-acre data center that they don't want. They're saying, get that shit out of here, please take the cheese touch elsewhere. And Darren Blanchard is a farmer who was speaking his piece. He went slightly over time, and they moved to have him trespassed instantly because he went 5 seconds over time. That shows you that they are well aware of how unpopular data centers are. They just don't care. And they have a complete disregard for the people that they're supposed to represent and lead. It is a hatred of the community because I believe they view them as obstacles to their wallet. These people in power stand to gain a lot from data centers being put into these communities. So anytime someone tries to push back against them, like, hey, we don't want this, they plug their ears, tune it out, and in this case, move to use law enforcement like their little hound dogs to have them silenced. So he goes 5 seconds over time, and they immediately move to have him trespassed. He then gets arrested, and the body cam footage was held for a while, and when attempted to try and get into the hands of this individual, they were telling her that it would cost $1,750 to get this body cam footage, which, again, public record. Like, this is not something that should have a price tag of this absurd degree under any circumstances. This is just scummy across the board. It is so unbelievably corrupt, it would be laughable if it wasn't so fucking evil.
The arrest stunned many in the crowd, including Amber, who was there.
I was appalled. I was very surprised. I didn't think he would actually be arrested.
You need to leave. I've done this to Mike.
The body cam footage has now found its way to YouTube, shedding light on the dialogue between the officers and Blanchard leading up to his arrest.
It's very natural to be surprised like this, to see the police force wielded as a personal tool of corruption instead of justice. To arrest this man or move to have him trespassed because he went 5 seconds over his 3-minute time frame, which probably wasn't maliciously done. He didn't put up a stink. He didn't fight back or anything. He just said, okay, I'm done with the mic. It's just so outrageous. And then to have the gall to try and charge her $1,700 to have access to this body cam, there's no end to the depravity when it comes to AI data centers and the protection of the AI data centers. They have more rights than you do. These facilities that nobody wants, no actual Americans want. It's just these greedy fucking ghouls, these worms that want them. And yet they treat these data centers like it's God. They treat it like that's who they're supposed to be looking out for, is the data centers and those investors and those billionaires, those rich puppets. And the civilians, that's the enemy. You're the problem.
Can I present my records? Sir, you've been asked to leave, please. I'm not going to leave.
Blanchard declines to leave and then walks to the stage to submit some documents.
All right, give me Sarah and then let's go. You sure you've been asked to leave? This is a public meeting. Okay, you can give me Sarah. You've been asked to leave. On what grounds? Right now. I said on what grounds? Arresting.
Doesn't put up a big fight about it, walks away from the mic, and then walks towards the officials to deliver these papers, which he is well within his right to do. The officer even says, all right, give them to Sarah, then let's go. So he is presenting these documents to those officials. He inquires what grounds is he being arrested, and then you can even hear one of those fucking vermin up there say, arrest him. And of course, they follow his demands, of course. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Would you like me to come over there on your penis? Do you need that as well after we send this innocent farmer away in cuffs? Okay. Just let me know for that about that later. It's so sickening, man. He is well within his right to give those papers. He's giving those papers and then just asking, well, why am I being arrested? Because he hasn't done anything wrong. He went very, very, very slightly over time. 5 seconds, I guarantee they didn't even know. 1,000%, they probably didn't even have a fucking idea that he went over time. Or maybe one person was like really honed in on it, just waiting to kick him off of the stand and looking and fishing for any excuse to get him out of there. So he went over time. All right, let's get him trespassed. Clearly he is a scoundrel. He's looking to stir shit up. It's just out of control. It's completely out of control.
While the footage has shed light on what transpired between Blanchard and the officers, it has also raised questions about the costs charged for the video.
The $1,750, did you end up paying that or no?
Absolutely not. I would never pay $1,750 for records that are public records.
We spoke with the person who picked up the footage, and they actually ended up paying $120.
Huh, so weird how they really dropped the price on that so much. Must have been like a Steam summer sale here on the body cam footage. Weird how that worked out. Oh man, what a head scratcher that is.
Why the huge difference? Here's what Amber says she was told when she called the authorities.
So when I called this morning, I said, hey, I saw this stuff on YouTube. That's exactly what I requested. They told me that's something that legal would have to look at. It likely was due to the differences in the requests, which I said, I think they're identical. Is there someone who could talk to me? No one was available to talk to me.
Yeah, I'm not surprised no one was available to speak to her about this situation here. They were all too busy having a group hug in the shower and jerking each other off at the glorious thought of that data center coming into town. It is actually crazy just how blatant the corruption and the hatred for you, the civilians, is from people in positions of power like here at the Claremore, Oklahoma Council. Because just think about this. If they had just let him finish his piece, which he was only 5 seconds over his allotted time and seemingly finishing up anyway, if they had just let him finish and then deliver his papers, which again, well within his right to do, no one would have ever even been aware of what unfolded here. No one would have even heard about this Claremore 300-acre Project Mustang data center. But because they hate you so much, they just couldn't help but try and fuck this farmer here. Put him on display. You spread him like a turkey here. Let the police department come in and just arrest him because, well, he's just kind of annoying. He went over his time, and that's a nuisance. We got data centers we got to be making money off of. That's how much they hate you. They can't even just let you finish in order to avoid them having a PR backlash. They want to ensure that you know how much they don't care. It is stunning just how bold they are and brazen with their disdain for the people that they were elected to lead in their communities here. They just don't give a fuck. They are totally fine to spit in your face like this. Please, arrest him! It's just so gross. So yeah, I wanted to yap about this a little bit. Just more degeneracy from the AI data centers. That's really about it. So yep. I don't know what's going on. Maybe microplastic snorting, maybe 5G beams have finally penetrated the brain. But we have bore witness to an unbelievable display of corporate self-destruction with a big old smile on their face. It's been watching a kaiju fight between two massive corporations, Microsoft and PlayStation, as they duke it out, battling to see who can drunk drive their business into the ground faster. Now, I know that not all of these terrible decisions are entirely their fault, like Xbox pricing. That's just a result of the state of the industry right now. Solely because of AI, by the way. I know you're probably tired of hearing me yap about the AI boogeyman, but it is just a genuine plague. It is a miasma of misery sweeping across the globe that is affecting every single person on it while bringing no benefits and only sadness and incredibly outrageous, absurd pricing. So it's hard for these companies to continue to make these electronics at the prices that they were when AI booming here has caused them to go through the roof. So that's why everything's been raising their prices. But I'll go ahead and deliver you some good news. I saw this tasty little nugget this morning where Lenovo has warned that high memory prices are just the new normal, at least through 2030, and they may never return to the early 2025 levels. So that's positive. AI has skull-fucked us so hard that now we just have to take the abuse with a smile on our face and get used to it. Rub some dirt in it. It's the new normal, baby. Isn't that just joyous? Hope your wallet's butthole isn't too chafed, because there's plenty more friction coming in from the financial pounding we'll continue to take as these companies still whole hog go full throttle into AI and just give one of these to every human being on the planet. Because, as I've mentioned, these companies have learned they don't really need the consumer. They can just incestuously sell to each other and just imaginary money inflate their profits and their bottom line while cutting out workers as well, saving even more money there. It's just a complete fucking mess, a complete disaster. So yes, I recognize that even more price hikes were kind of inevitable. Xbox had already raised their prices pretty recently, and now they've done it again. Much more substantial though. This time, $100 plus on all of their models, and even discontinued one of them because it was likely too expensive to keep it going. So still an egregious price increase, but I know it was the result of where everything is because of AI. But that's not the only terrible decision that I'll be yapping about here. If you look at the actual code, it's not that crazy of a statement. Yeah, I haven't seen the full article. I just saw the announcement here about they're still trying to push live service games. So let's see if it's as bad as it sounds, because it sounds pretty bad. Okay. Oh, they even name drop Concord. Ooh, yuck. President confirmed they'll continue to pursue live service games, even as he heavily hints at PlayStation 6 handheld design to meet the challenging playstyles of gamers worldwide. We believe that live service games are content that attracts users on a global level, so we want to continue to revitalize the market through both first-party and third-party content. What do you mean revitalize? Every single AAA studio on the planet is trying to push live service games. It is full of them. It is oversaturated. What does he mean by revitalize? That makes it sound like it's dead. I mean, most of PlayStation's live service games are dead. They literally just killed their biggest one, which was Destiny 2, which had been already hemorrhaging for a while. We're not only focusing on promoting new releases, but also considering what we can do with older titles in the medium to long term. Also this year, we are planning to release our own live service title, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, and we hope everyone will enjoy it. Oversaturated with bad live service games. Yeah. It very much is. I don't have a whole lot of faith in PlayStation being the ones to introduce a good one. They had a good one with Destiny 2, and they mismanaged the fuck out of it. As if PlayStation will continue to produce live service games. With live service games, it's important to continuously provide something. The genre itself is relatively new, and I think many people are trying various things, so we also want to continue to take on challenges within that context. I just hate that mentality. I wish they would just focus on making good games. I really think, and I've said this so many times, fucking broken record, make cheaper games that don't take years and years and years of development. Just make good single-player games that take maybe a year, 2 years maybe to develop with like a maybe couple $1 million budget at the highest end. Like, pump those out. Deliver creative, fun experiences instead of trying to chase the big ticket live service item, which just keeps fucking these companies. Sony still has another chance with Fair Game $, which apparently has been completely rebooted under the new name Break-In because playtesters hated the original version. I remember hearing about that. I fucking swear, there's something nefarious afoot here with this. Someone must have cracked the one wish willow and made PlayStation higher-ups obsessed with live service games. Because for a while now, they keep fixating on trying to deliver them, and they're terrible, poorly received, they flop, they lose hundreds of millions of dollars on all of their live service attempts. Some of them you probably don't even remember. Babylon's Fall, anyone remember Babylon's Fall? That wasn't like a fully, PlayStation exclusive that they were rallying behind super big, but it was another live service attempt that was console exclusive to PlayStation that only ever peaked at like 400 players, me being one of them, where Dankin and I went in to experience the worst goddamn live service game you could ever possibly fucking imagine in a barren wasteland of emptiness and sadness. Like, they keep putting all their eggs in this basket of live service, and they're terrible games that are not being received well. They are being outright rejected by the community. Marathon is not performing where it needs to be. And yet the lesson they're taking away from it is that the community must want more live service games. So don't worry, we're going to keep doing it. Yes, I know we've lost so many hundreds of millions of dollars, which is why we've got to keep putting hundreds of millions of dollars in there in order to fix it. It's what you guys want. We got to revitalize live service games, baby. We're the ones to do it. Even though everyone collectively yawns at it, it's a snoozer. It's not what the PlayStation community is salivating for, clearly. The appetite's not there. Maybe it is if they had a good one, which they did, called Destiny 2, but they mismanaged that shit into the fucking ground. They put it in the dirt. They slowly hemorrhaged players for so long because leadership was clueless, sucking their thumb and making players suck their asshole for a terribly long time with their awful decisions that eventually had people abandon it. And then they just recently stopped active development on it and canned a large chunk of the team behind it. But that was not only their most successful live service game, but also just one of the generally most successful live service franchises, most successful live service IP, and look at how they handled it. So there, even if Sony does find another unicorn like Destiny, there's no trust and faith that they'll be able to keep it alive forever or anything into the deep future like they keep wanting to do, when we have a proven ineptitude here with how they handled Destiny 2 for so long. So why do they keep chasing this dragon? It's outrageous to me. PlayStation isn't doing well either. They had their worst performing May in 26 years. I believe it. Xbox is about to have a catastrophic collapse too with their new price hike. You don't know that? Brother, no one's buying an Xbox in general, let alone paying even more to own the fucking dust box. I do know that, man. Xbox has not been getting anyone to spend money on their console, and now they've raised the price again. So it's only going to get even worse. $800 for the Series X. It's catastrophic. This is the day after Asha said gaming's becoming unaffordable. And then the next day they announced the Xbox price increase. Everything went up $100 bare minimum. Fuck me, silly, just look at these prices now. Look at these diabolical prices for an Xbox, a console that's already been struggling to get people to buy it in the first place, and now it's even more expensive to buy it. Oh, baby. Wow, that's just gross. It's just gross. I know price increase was inevitable because of, where memory pricing is because of AI. I get it. But holy shit, going up by over $100 on multiple models, up to $150 on some of these models is just so outrageous. Have you thought about renting an Xbox? Oh, that's a financially responsible decision. So you can't afford to pay the $500 entry fee for the Xbox Series S, which, bro, the Series S at $500 is nuts. And the Series X no disk drive, $750. And then you want the disk drive on that Series X, $800. Just rent it. Yeah, absolutely just rent that shit. You gotta. Come on. Microsoft needs you. Money is temporary. Xbox is forever. They basically said to use Klarna in the price increase announcement. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Did they really? Are you making a joke, or did they actually hint at doing that? Let me see. Is that real? Oh, I forgot that they're sunsetting the 2 terabyte model. Because that would have cost fucking $2,000 or something crazy. It wouldn't have been 2K, but it probably would have been like fucking 1,000, 1,100 or something crazy. Oh, wow. Today we are sharing programs to make Xbox consoles more accessible. Buy now, pay later. Oh, baby. We made it easier for players to use buy now, pay later options on eligible Xbox hardware purchases through Microsoft stores, making it possible to break up your payment into predictable short-term interest-free installments. There's also interest-free financing. We're working with partners to let players purchase eligible Xbox hardware at 0% APR financing for up to 12 months, giving players more flexibility with lower monthly payments and more budgeting control. What the fuck? It's never been more affordable to get yourself an Xbox. These aren't even price increases at that point. You're saving money. Yep, just slap that shit on Klarna. So cool. Previously played consoles, working with retail partners on new programs to provide previously played consoles at lower prices. Players who are ready to upgrade or no longer use their console will be able to trade it in with participating retail partners for cash or store credit. I like the idea that someone's actually going to upgrade. I've got this Series X from a couple years ago, but I'd really rather pay more for it. I'd rather upgrade it now at the worst possible time to do so. I'll trade it in. Those consoles will then be made available at lower prices for players, and then the certified refurbished consoles, the Xbox certified refurbished consoles, available at Microsoft stores for up to $100 off MSRP. Wow. You already don't own your games, so might as well not own the console too. What do you mean? You own the console? Over time, you get to own it over time. Payday devs gave up on Payday 3. They're going back to Payday 2. Engine upgrade open beta announcement. That's so embarrassing. Payday 3 was such dog shit that they said, all right, we'll just forget we did this. We'll go back to 2. You guys like that one? I know the whole rent-to-own model for consoles isn't new, and I've yapped about it before, but let me just sit you down here for some advice. No, that's not a good idea. To pay in these incremental installments for your Xbox that is dreadfully overpriced. Genuinely, I can't even picture someone who would look at these prices and be like, "Oh yeah, it's understandable." I think I will pay that. In fact, over time, over a 12-month period, and in fact, like that boggles my mind. I hope there's not a whole lot of people out there doing that. That would be financially irresponsible and just a genuinely awful decision. Do you think GTA 6 will cause an increase in console sales? Yes. Since it's not hitting PC on launch, there are going to be tons of people that buy a console just for GTA 6. There's no doubt in my mind. You think Rockstar will sell GTA Online separately? They can get away with it. I don't think they will. They can definitely get away with it. People are going to buy it no matter what. If it's a monthly fee, they wouldn't care. I mean, people would care, they'd be upset, but they'd still pay for it. I don't think they'll do it, though. But they certainly could. Go over PlayStation deleting 500 purchased films from customers' library due to a license expiring. Oh my god. What is going on, man? Holy. Is that real? PlayStation is deleting 551 movies from customers' accounts. 551 movies? Like Rambo First Blood, Bridget Jones' Diary, and Deer Hunter. Is Terminator 2 also on there? Contacting PlayStation Store users who bought movies from the platform that were distributed by Studio Canal, like Terminator 2, Total Recall, and Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, to say you will no longer be able to access your previously purchased content. It will be removed from your video library. There's no mention of any refunds or make goods for the affected users. Sony simply says the films are going away due to our content license agreements. Once again, reaffirming the fact that you're never truly buying anything that's digital, just temporarily renting it. Yep. That's egregious, though. Holy shit. No mention of refund or anything? That's diabolical. See, like, that's gotta be illegal, right? It's gotta be. When you scroll past the endless, you first PlayStation, click agree. First time you leave the store, you're unwittingly agreeing that nothing you buy is really truly bought and that it can be taken away from you at any point, and there's nothing you can do. The same is true of your games. True. Oh, they even bring up GTA 6 no physical. This is only in the UK. Oh, is it just UK customers? I mean, even still, it should be completely illegal across the board, but there's no mention of that in this article. At least not that I saw, unless I skipped over it. That's nuts, man. I don't even know how you could possibly argue that legally. I bought all of these things from this service. I no longer have those things. They took it away from me. I should have my money back. What's your counterpoint? Other than, well, you signed this agreement saying that you're renting. But there's already been the precedent set, at least here in the States, that there's no real expectation for users to read every single thing in the terms and service agreements. That has already been proven that you can't just put illegal things in there because people aren't expected to fully read all of them. So like that argument it wouldn't work here. Maybe in the UK it's completely different. I don't know. It seems like a Studio Canal thing. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty nifty. I'm telling you, man. Physical copies of everything is integral in the modern age. I've become such a physical media advocate. A nice, timely, grim reminder about the importance of recognizing that when you are existing in this digital space, consuming the digital goods, it's just completely empty calories. You're consuming the idea of the thing that you are renting. You're not actually buying or owning anything that you're getting digitally, and at any time it can be taken away from you. And in this case here with the PlayStation films, they don't even give you your money back. So you bought something, and now you don't have it anymore, but you're still out that money. So it's just, you basically gave PlayStation a donation. This couldn't have come at a more serendipitous time. with GTA 6 unveiling that they're not doing discs, at least not on launch, where it's just going to be code in a box, you should see now why having a disc is important, right? This should be like abundantly clear, even without this lesson needing to be the one to drive it home. We've seen so many examples of just the things that you buy online you don't own, and they do oftentimes get taken away for a variety of reasons, maybe licensing like in this case, or just who knows, maybe your account gets banned because of who knows what, but you don't own any of your shit. However, if you have the physical copy of it, you do. You have it. It's accessible, so you actually buy something, and that's important. Supposedly GTA 6 will have a disc released in December. Rockstar is only making the game digital exclusive temporarily to prevent leaks and spoilers. If they're actually making a physical release this year, cool. That reasoning, not too sure about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Real reason is so people double dip further. Yeah, that seems far more likely. No, this is to like totally prevent leaks and spoilers, not hoping that people that bought digital will also buy the physical for their collection and to like actually preserve the game. Like, no, it's solely to protect you guys from like leaks and stuff. It really is just wild how it's been nothing but bad news from the gaming industry for quite a little bit now, and they keep finding even more wild ways of going lower. Anyway, just wanted to yap about it. Just a fucking disaster. That's really about it. So yep. It's not good, but it's not as bad as like the ginormous super stinkers we've seen DCU fart out in the past. I will say it is a big step back from Superman, which I enjoyed. This feels like a remnant of old superhero films where it's just a CGI smorgasbord, at times some wonky CGI with a very generic standard plot and a very forgettable villain whom I know by the time credits roll you'll forget the name of. I didn't. Krim. That's his name. I said it with confidence, chin held high, but then I wasn't exactly sure, so I double checked. I was right. It is Krim of the Yellow Hills. So, rejoice, Krim fan. Well, not a whole lot to rejoice about if you do like the comic book counterpart of Krim, because in here, he fucking sucks, man. I also think he has less than 20 words to say. Pretty much every time he's on screen, he's doing two things. One of two things. Eating food, like eating cereal out of a bowl or drinking some alien titty milk, or he's doing this. Hitting the blue steel. And he walks around kind of like Jack Sparrow sometimes. I don't know. He's really lame. He's a very lame villain. But overall, the movie's not great by any means, but I certainly wouldn't put it side by side with some of DCU's worst, which I know isn't really a compliment. I don't think it's that bad, but it's definitely a misstep here in the new DCU launch. So anyway, this film follows Supergirl, Kara, as she is still on her, crash out arc where she's drinking herself into oblivion. She prefers to stay on red sun planets, that way she's normal and can feel pain and bleed and get wasted and drunk and that kind of thing. She's a mess because she's gone through so much in her life that's made her lose faith in people and kind of just lose the will to, be the person that her family expected her to be, as well as Clark. The expectations Superman has of her. She doesn't have any interest in living up to that. She just wants to drink and pass out, and that's it. And then Krim gets introduced after he kills a family for their swords. There was a little girl who survived the massacre, and now she's out for revenge, and she happens to run into Kara at a bar where she was dancing around. Then she tries to recruit her to help avenge her family and kill Krim, which she has no interest in helping this little girl, but then Krim steals her ship and shoots Crypto with a poison dart. Now she has 3 days before Crypto dies. Thus, she has to go get the antidote that he wears around his neck with his necklace. So they team up and they go try and track him down and get that antidote. Super simple, So we've seen it done a million times, not trying to reinvent the wheel, which I think is fine, but I don't think it executes it that well. I do think Supergirl being so different from Superman is a positive thing, though. Her being like the exact opposite of Clark, I think is great, and it's a good thing to explore. This movie does not explore it very well. But I will be honest here, sports fans. I think Millie Alcock can be a good Supergirl. The script here was just complete, irredeemable ass, and there was no saving that. But I do think Millie Alcock can play this character well if there are some better writers around it, for sure. And another thing that really shoots this film in the foot is how desperately it wants to be Guardians of the Galaxy. It feels like they plugged James Gunn's formula into ChatGPT and asked it to try and emulate it the best they could, and that's how a lot of Supergirl plays out on screen. It tries so hard to ham-fist boner jams into so many sequences to elevate it, and it just fumbles, especially one action scene in particular, set to a awful cover of Jimmy Eat World, The Middle. I can't even describe to you how out of place that felt. Like, the action in the movie is pretty solid, and there's a lot of it, which I appreciate. So a big compliment I can give to the film is that it's not boring in terms of, like, what you're seeing on screen. It's boring in terms of narrative and how predictable it is, and been there, done that, but at least there's quite a bit of action, and the visuals, for the most part, are solid, albeit there are a couple instances where it falls apart in that department, but overall, it was fine there. But they keep ruining some action moments by trying to be James Gunn. Like, I'm trying to avoid like a ton of spoilers, but I don't even really know why, so we're going to get into some spoilers now. It is established very early on how Kara doesn't view Earth as her home. She feels very out of place there. So why the fuck would she be playing Earth music? That doesn't make sense. It makes sense for Star-Lord, for obvious reasons, but why would she want all of these Earth tunes to be surrounded by at all times? And when they're shooting these sequences set to this music, it just doesn't hit at all. It feels so out of place. And it feels like it's only there to remind you of, like, remember when James Gunn did it? We're doing it too. It just felt very cringe, unfortunately. Now, one thing I do think that they did a good job with, though, is Lobo. Now, I know Jason Momoa has been a fan cast for Lobo for a long time. I was genuinely impressed with how well he played that character. I like Lobo a lot. I've talked about him a lot on stream, and I actually think he's very good in this film for how little he appears in it. He's not like a big character by any means, but he is a reoccurring character, and every time he's on screen, it is a treat. I think the lines they get him kind of suck major ass, but at the very least, he is great in the action sequences. Taking the chopper for a spin, blowing shit up. He's got his hook, and he, like, Pudge from Dota 2 yanks him back and shit for his target. Like, he was very good. But the same can't be said about how they use Supergirl and her abilities here. They perpetually nerf her. She nerfs herself, obviously, by going to Red Sun planets and drinking. But from then on, when she's actually on the mission to save Crypto and, you know, get the antidote from Krim, the amount of things they had to figure out in order to, like, diminish her abilities is just almost laughable. So she gets poisoned with a drink while she's, you know, looking for Krim. So then when Krim shows up, they're kind of on equal footing to a certain extent, because now she's all wobbly and poisoned and trying to chug milk to coat her stomach. And then they even have the final battle take place on a planet that has a green sun and a yellow sun. So when the green sun's out, she's on death's door, withering away, and then the yellow sun comes out and she's powered up again. So she spends the vast majority of this film in a depowered Nerf state, which I just think is underwhelming, and it doesn't make it seem like Krim's all that powerful, because he's able to survive, endure some of Supergirl's attacks, although she never really fights him until the end. It's just a couple of, like, a little bit of slap boxing to a lesser degree. So he never really feels scary or like a big bad. Like, yeah, he's very unlikable. He's an easily hateable character. You know, he killed an innocent family. He shot a dog. He's kidnapping little girls to make them brides. He's a very bad guy. but he never seems like a really strong villain that's on equal footing with Supergirl or anything. And there's even a sequence where while she's poisoned and stumbling around, she starts to get her strength back, so she fights some of the guys. And then Krim escapes and is about to kill one of the children, and Ruthie, the girl that's been accompanying Supergirl on this journey, is flanking him with her sword, about to kill him, and then Supergirl takes her away saying, no, you can't do that, revenge is bad, it's gonna fuck you up, this isn't gonna bring them back. And then he instantly goes and kills that girl, and kills her parents, and Supergirl gets there after it happens. Ruthie makes a really good point saying, if you would let me kill him, they would still be alive. Your decision has literally cost them their lives. And she's right, but Supergirl still takes this moral high ground, even though throughout the entire film she's just been an asshole about everything. Oh, I see the truth in people, this and that. And now all of a sudden she's taking this moral high ground to prevent her from killing this man for revenge. But Ruthie's right. Had she killed him, it would have saved those innocent lives again. So I agree, that blood's on Supergirl's shoulders there. Like, that's on her hands. And it feels like it wasn't like a gradual build-up or anything. Like, she says, revenge isn't really that good, but she's been jaded throughout the entire movie. She's been, very clearly down in the dumps about everything going on, and she has no desire to be like a hero or anything moral like that. But now all of a sudden, she takes her away. No, don't do revenge. Let these innocent people die instead. And then lectures her about it. It felt so odd, and like it just came out of nowhere, really. It didn't feel like it built up to that. And it certainly didn't help that there were immediate repercussions for it. Also, it also seems like Supergirl kept forgetting how her powers work. She can see through walls. Like, there should never be a time where Supergirl can't find Krim or what she's looking for in any of these situations. She can see through walls, and she uses it like 2 times in this movie. So why doesn't she use it at the most important moments? It's just, the only way a lot of things happen in this film is by her being constantly nerfed or just forgetting, whoopsie, I have these powers that could pretty much solve this right away. But anyway, I'm not going to keep yapping about it. It just wasn't very good. I don't think it's, down there with bottom 3 of DCU or anything like that. But this definitely isn't where you want to go right after Superman. This is a step backwards for sure. Anyway, that's really about it. So yeah. Tom Brady came out with a beverage. It's called Good Nut. So we're here to see, is it a scam? Is Tom Brady's Good Nut any good? I haven't looked at these yet. So we have chocolate. Mm-hmm. Is that vanilla?
Original. And sparkling.
Sparkling coconut water.
The 3 flavors everybody asks for.
Yes.
And here's what Tom has to say. Tom wanted the perfect coconut water. Oh, each of them say something different.
Because this one says, so naturally we gave him chocolate. Yours, so naturally
we added
sparkled.
explosive bubbles.
Ah.
Wow, we're going to have to read all of them.
Oh yeah, they tell a great story.
Oh yeah, they
it's
are
like the
all
Iliad
different.
for coconut water.
The Iliad, Odyssey, and the Unreleased.
Oh.
Speaking of, for Father's Day, I got my dad a joint Iliad and Odyssey cool holographic cover to put on his new library bookshelf.
That's cool. That's super sweet. All right, finish your tale.
Okay, sorry. Tom wanted the perfect coconut water, so we added explosive bubbles. Brighter, bubblier, and refreshing in a way plain water never could be. Some say he took it too far. We say he got it just right. The result? Good nut, sparkling coconut water. Smooth, full-bodied, surprisingly pliable. It's a mouthful.
Yep, mine's similar. So mine's Tom wanted the perfect coconut water, so naturally we gave him chocolate. Rich, creamy, organically sourced, and nothing fake. He said it couldn't be done. Then he drinks the whole can. The result, good nut.
Oh, and then the rest is the same.
Yeah.
Which then this
it doesn't really tie in together at all. He drank the whole can.
The result.
Good nut.
Well, you don't know. You haven't drank it yet.
Oh my God.
That's true. That's true.
After we drink the... Never mind. That's... is this too sexual? Tom wanted perfect coconut water. Not a good one. The good one. Clean. Cold. No weird stuff. Just hand-picked Vietnamese coconuts. Mm-hmm. Is that where you get good coconuts?
I was about to say, is Vietnam known for great coconuts?
You think Tom was, spinning up this company, was like, I'll only do it if the coconuts are Vietnamese.
Vietnamese coconuts. Refined for flavor, texture, and refreshment down to the last sip. No shortcuts, no extras, just the kind of purity that speaks for itself. Then the rest is the same. Yep. Every can you get a signature from Tom Brady with the printed logo of GoPuff.
That's so nice. TB12.
TB12. You want to start with original?
Yeah, we probably should.
How are we've got 80 calories per can, 20 grams of sugar.
Nice.
Which is coconut water. They all have a bunch of sugar, 140 milligrams sodium. All the stuff you'd expect to have in coconut water.
Are you a coconut water fan?
Every time I drink it, I go, wow, that's delicious. And then 3 years later, I do it again.
So I am just not a big coconut water guy. I like things that use coconut water, but coconut water on its own, just don't fuck with it.
I've always liked it.
These are the, like... They're like the soft aluminum.
Yep.
I don't know how to describe it, but they don't have that satisfying like crack.
Yeah, there was no crack there.
Yeah.
I should have gotten a normal coconut water, like Coco Vito or whatever it's called, Coco Vita, to try with
Coco
it.
Mongo?
Here, you want to go first?
I'll go first.
So you don't get my germs. Because I
smells
like
coconut
I
water.
like getting your germs.
It tastes like every coconut water I've ever had.
Well, that's because you haven't had chocolate.
I mean,
Chocolate
that's
yet.
true. I've only ever had normal coconut water. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just
coconut water.
I wouldn't choose it over normal water personally. But if
Is it good though?
Yeah. That is straight up
What?
coconut water.
Is it different than the coconut water where every 3 years you go?
I would say it's
whatever?
slightly less sweet, and I would say that's a positive. Maybe
Okay.
slightly less sugar, because a lot of them I drink and I'm like, that is so sweet. Like,
Okay.
but let's see, ingredients. It's organic coconut water. So I think some of them, and maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe the cans are just bigger that I've had. I think some of them add sugar. But so you're telling me I crack open a coconut, it tastes just like that?
I feel like it probably doesn't. It's got to.
can't, right? It
There's
can't
got to
be
be.
that sweet.
There's got to be some kind of refining process, but you don't need to disclose.
Have we
how
not
you-
drank out of a coconut
Can we
before? I
get
feel
a
like
coconut?
we've done that. I feel like.
Have we done
I
that?
feel like we've done that.
We've done so much.
We should do it again. We should try it.
We should.
I would like to drink out of a coconut again.
But only if it's from Vietnam.
Yeah. We should get coconuts from different countries and see which one's the best.
That's a good idea.
All right.
I imagine it makes a
I'm
difference.
gonna get you 10 coconuts, and you're gonna have to tell me which one is from Vietnam.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Wait, no, we'll tell you where each of them is from.
Yeah.
9 are from Publix. All right. Can somebody tell me how much sugar is in, I think it's Coco Vita or Coco Vito?
And then sidebar, can someone tell me how much Good Nut is? A single can of Good Nut?
So I was able
Wait,
to
can
get
you not
the
tell from
three. The 3 were discount. No, he's saying price.
The price.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got these 3 for like the GoPuff discount of like $11.50, something like that. But I think by themselves,
How big is that can?
this can is 350 milliliters.
Oh wow. I see them for $3.29 on GoPuff.
Okay.
All right.
Feels like I paid more than less.
And how much is normal Coca?
No, it was pretty close. If they were around 329.
Oh, Vita Coco. That's what I'm talking. I see in Vita Coco 329 on Instacart.
1 gram added sugar.
In Vita Coco? Okay. So how many milliliters is it?
The bottle is 500.
Okay, so it's just that
Bottle
it's
is 90
bigger.
calories.
Yep. So that's Vita Coco.
Yeah, that's what I've had a couple times, and every time I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
probably won't do that again.
Wait, they're coming out with flavors now.
I've
Well, that's because Good Nut came onto the
Yeah,
scene.
True. Now they have to evolve.
But like they exploded into flavors. They've got extra coconut, pina colada, strawberries and cream. Oh my god, they've gone nuts.
Yeah, they've gone
All
a
right,
little
sorry,
too
that's
crazy.
not what this is about.
So the price is about the same.
Yep.
And
But
you like
for
this?
less.
Yeah. Oh, true.
I don't know. I'd have to try them side by side. They are so similar. This one tasted slightly less sweet to me, but it sounds like they only add 1 gram of sugar.
Okay. Let's try the sparkling one. Give me the. I want to save the chocolate for last.
I
'cause
do too. I feel like that's gonna suck.
It's gonna be fucking atrocious. I already know it.
And I just don't find a way. I mean, chocolate coconut, really good combo. Chocolate coconut water feels weird in my head.
That had a
that
much
had a good
bigger
crack.
crack.
Maybe it's just a me thing.
Maybe.
I like coconut water.
I'm glad you're enjoying it so much. That's worse than the original.
Are you a sparkling water guy?
No,
I'm not either.
I just don't get it.
I think it's like an acquired taste thing because everyone I know who is drinking sparkling water, it's like all they you either love it or you hate it, and I feel
don't
like you have to like
dislike
jump into it.
sparkling, like seltzers. I'm okay with.
You guys did like a sparkling water kind of kick there for a while.
It was
I
the
feel like.
seltzers. I'll never pick sparkling water over water, but we were drinking like Waterloo seltzers. Monique still drinks them all the time. Why does carbonating it add 1 gram of sugar?
I don't know. I remember a while ago we did the carbonation process, and we learned a lot from that. And I think the takeaway is anything's possible.
And we've forgotten it since then.
Also, that was one of those videos where we were like, yeah, let's do this.
We'll just
and
carbonate
it was
everything.
Just literally a mess.
It was
we were
just
like,
a
what if we
complete fucking
carbonate
mess.
soup? And it just bit soup everywhere. And we're like, all right, that's the video.
But that was carbonated soup kind of fucking clapped. I think we did a tomato bisque carbonated soup.
Yeah, you know what? Everybody go watch that and let us know what we did.
We carbonated some milk, I remember that.
Mhm.
That carbonated milk put you in the fucking hospital.
That's what they say. You don't carbonate milk.
Yeah, you can't carbonate milk. It's forbidden.
That's good. I agree. Not as good as the original, but it's good.
It's fine. I'm just not a sparkling kind of guy, I think.
I think you're a sparkling guy.
No, I don't. I guess I don't really like whimsy and sparkles all that much. Give me the chocolate nut now.
So, very interesting.
Okay.
Less sugar.
Less sugar than
this
the
is the
original?
least of the two. More calories, less sugar, but more fat.
Okay.
So 3 grams of fat, 19 grams of sugar, 110 calories. Ingredients: organic coconut water, organic coconut creamer.
Okay.
Which we did not know,
Right.
and organic coconut powder. I
This
guess
one's going to be more like chocolate milk.
I think so. Coconut milk, chocolate milk.
That feels so weird though that it'd be less sugar.
I guess just straight cocoa powder does not have sugar. So if you think about it, you're adding less room of coconut water, which is where the sugar's coming from. So that's
Oh.
probably the minus gram.
And people call us dumb, dude. Is that crazy?
Yeah.
That was sad.
Can you wipe the can off for me?
That was...
People call us dumb as it squirts out of your nose.
Well, it didn't come out my nose. I missed my mouth.
Oh, you haven't even sipped it yet. I get all the backwash. Dude. That's my job.
I got a little bit, but that second sip was a lot worse.
Your napkin. I don't want to drink your backwash that you left on the rim.
Yeah, that's all right. It's very tart. Very tart.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's cocoa powder in there.
It is.
Like how you were asking about chocolate milk.
No.
They took this and they're like, here's cocoa powder, and they made this.
Yeah, it's like if you didn't fully mix it and you get very chalky.
So you don't get any of the cream? Like it's not thicker?
No, it's a little bit like a soulless Yoo-hoo.
Oh, yes, it's very Yoo-hoo-esque.
Yeah, it's like, because Yoo-hoo
Yes.
is more chocolate water,
Yeah.
but they dumped sugar in there too, and it was yummy. This is missing the sugar soul.
Holy fuck, I forgot all about Yoo-hoos.
Did you guys read the chocolate paragraph?
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
that? Okay.
Yeah, it just wasn't very memorable.
Yeah.
No, they didn't tell a good story.
I wouldn't say it's bad. I just would never get it.
Yeah, like, I don't really like it, but you're right. I'm not, like, revolted by
Right.
it. It's just I'd choose most other beverages
Yeah.
over it.
Good news though, there's less than 1 gram of protein in this, where these two are just 0.
Okay.
So that means there is trace amounts of protein in this. Yeah, it's if you're gonna drink this, I don't think it does anything over these. Like I like this coconut water. If you like coconut water, you'll like the singular ingredient coconut water in this.
Yeah, even if you don't like coconut water all that much like me, that's fine. If I had to drink that, if I was fucking shriveling out and you hadn't to be good nut, I'd be pretty happy about it, I think.
That's good.
Even as someone who doesn't love coconut water on its own.
I think it's just supposed to be refreshing, basically.
Yeah, I could see that.
I like it. And I can't emphasize this enough. There is one ingredient. It's coconut water.
One disclosed ingredient.
Yes. Oh, allegedly. It does really make me want to put a straw in a coconut. It's natural sugar.
Yeah, I just can't see myself ever just getting coconut water over normal water.
And
It's
that's
fine. Like, again, it's very fine. It's fine.
This bag showed up at my house yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going out back into the sun and I was like, it would be nice to have a coconut water because they're in my house, but I only had the 3, so I couldn't. I've never once bought coconut water for just myself in my life. Somebody has handed them to me somewhere and I've been like, fuck yeah, coconut water. Never never find it on my own. Is what I'm trying to say.
Makes sense. So as far as like celebrity products go, Tom Brady did fine. I think coconut water fans are probably pretty happy, right? Let me check the reviews real
They're
quick.
probably cheering.
They're probably excited, right? Let me see.
Can you mess up coconut water? You
definitely can mess it up. I
guess
promise
by
you that.
changing that process I just showed.
I can't find anybody reviewing it.
Dude, it sold out immediately.
Are you guys having the first ones? Or maybe this is the first review.
Because all I see is people insulting it for its name being cringe.
What do you think of the name?
The name is just so clearly trying to be like quirky, like Good Nut.
Yeah.
It's that corpo type cringe shit to lean into those things. So
Do you think he had any input on it?
1000%.
You do? You don't
Yep.
think GoPuff said, hey, we want to do this and make a splash by calling it Good Nut? And he was like, okay.
I think Tom Brady, like at this point in his life, wants to just be cool. Like, hey, I'm kind of zany too. Good Nut. That kind of thing.
Huh.
And then
I feel like I don't know Tom Brady. This is me speaking with no information. I feel like somebody just said, hey, we're going to start a coconut water company, and he was probably like, yeah.
That's probably how it started. About the name specifically, though, I'm sure he had a say in it.
I'm going to guess, to your point, this, if I'm peeling back my mind, I think GoPuff approached him for an overall partnership and said, as part of this, we're going to launch a product. And he probably, Tom Brady seems like a coconut water guy. He probably drinks coconut water. And then Good Nut was born. And look at that drip from the straw. They know what they're doing. This is such a GoPuff move, dude. Have you ever used GoPuff?
No. I've never used GoPuff.
I haven't either.
And apparently no one's using Good Nut. Like, I don't know how it's sold out. This whole time, I've been trying to find, like, any review from anyone outside of, like, 3 TikTokers. Doesn't exist. The closest thing I saw was someone saying he missed an opportunity to do orange soda and call it Sun Kissed because he kisses his son on the lips. So that's the closest I've got to a
Wait
review.
a second. That is huge.
That is the closest thing I've seen to a review.
Yeah, and there's no reviews on GoPuff because I guess they're just quirky like that.
Okay, thanks, Tom Brady.
Yeah, thanks, Tom.
And I'm going to tell you, you didn't win over many people with the name, based on everything we saw. They're not loving the name.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's
I don't.
whatever.
I see a lot of people being like, "Why would you name it Good Nut?" I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's okay. That's how I feel.
But it's like the coconut water of names.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's fine.
It makes you go, huh? Not like, dude, I gotta go get it because it's called Good Nut.
It's so true. It's just kind of like you did that.
You did that, and I don't know why. But okay.
That's cool, man.
Nope, coconut water.
Good one, Tom.
He got us again.
Tom, you prankster.
God, he's so funny.
Tom, you little rat. All right, now get out of here. Get out.
Scram.
Well, there it is. Looks like those rumors about layoffs hitting Bungie were accurate. We just had a funeral service for Destiny 2 after Bungie announced that they would be ceasing active production on upcoming content for the game and that they were going to be releasing one final oorah, a last patch to end it on a high note before delivering the Viking burial. It was a touching ceremony. Over 100,000 players all went in there for the open casket service here. And the casket is still open. The corpse of Destiny 2 is still accessible, which I really do appreciate that they've left it in a functional state to still be able to go back and play. I recently did Salvation's Edge blind, which I thought was extremely special. And then, of course, I finished the Witness storyline to actually get the conclusion. I finished the campaign. And it reminded me of just how great Destiny 2 was and how much squandered potential they still left unachieved. And now we get a double dose of sadness here because it seems like it is kind of curtains for Destiny in general. It had already been reported that they weren't actively even in like pre-production for Destiny 3 or anything like that. And now with these layoff announcements, it seems like it's kind of cooked. With great sadness, we are announcing a reduction in force as we reorganize Bungie. As the leaders of Bungie, past and present, we recognize Destiny 2 fell short of expectations these past several years, following our final content update on to Destiny 2, and with our future projects still in early incubation, we unfortunately could not continue operating at our previous size. We know this decision has a profound impact on the people affected, their families, friends, and teammates. While these changes are necessary to best position the studio now and for the future, that does not lessen the difficulty of this moment or the impact it has on those affected. Later we will share more about that future with you all, but today is not that day. Today we wish to extend our gratitude and compassion to every member of the Bungie team who has been impacted and to those who remain. We hope you'll do the same. Bungie. This news doesn't come as a surprise even before the rumors about the layoffs, because Destiny 2 was the Bungie big property these days. So now that they're done with that and not actively working on a Destiny 3, it was kind of inevitable that they would be cutting a lot of their workforce, which sucks major ass for sure, because I don't even know what projects they're incubating over there, like what fucking eggs they're warming up with exciting projects around the corner, because again, all they have now is Marathon, and that's not really a home run. And from what I've seen, the layoffs did affect a piece of the workforce on Marathon, so a game that's already kind of treading water, doing its best to keep the water wingies to have them stay afloat, is now losing some of the employees that would, be in there tweaking on the nipples to try and, make it better, to try and get people to get into the game. And it's not for lack of trying. Like, they had the free weekend. They've done like every play in the playbook, but they are not able to get people hooked on it. Like, they're not sinking their fangs into the extraction shooter fandom. It's just not sticking. And now they have even less people to try and make that work. And this is like all they have right now, with Destiny 2, sailing off into the sunset here. So Bungie, who's already kind of wobbly on their feet, they've lost their footing for a while now, and people don't have the best impression or highest expectations when it comes to quality that they're capable of producing. And that was with a fully loaded, fully stacked team. And now they've downsized, which, again, I don't think anyone's fucking mouth agape shocked over or anything like that. The writing was on the wall, because one of the games is no longer in active development, so they're not going to continue to pay all of those salaries that were working on it. But it's hard to be excited about the future of Bungie, because even with what they had with their previous employee numbers, they were still struggling. They were choking. And now they're doing the spoonful of cinnamon challenge on top of that. Like, they were just neutered further when one of their 2 testicles had already shriveled up and died. R.I.P. Destiny 2. This one's for you. Motion Potion, by the way. Gamerade Motion Potion. Best beverage on the planet. So now, the only nut in the sack left is Marathon. So the Guardians are seemingly abandoned with nothing on the horizon for that IP, which again is fucking mind-boggling to me. I don't want to just go down this tangent for the millionth time, but this feels like the most obvious path that Bungie could have taken, because they already set up Destiny 2 post-Witness to have a lot more content like that they could explore. There's still a lot of meat on the bones and a huge appetite for the dish, yet they never thought to start working on a Destiny 3 or anything. It blows my mind. I don't want to get too hung up on that, though. So now all they have left is Marathon, and Marathon isn't exactly something that people are constantly pumping their fist for and getting excited by. So genuinely, what's next for Bungie? Like, what is there to be excited about or optimistic for now that they have even less employees there that could be working on a smash hit, like a slam dunk? I'm very curious, because surely they have to have something in the pipeline, right? There's no way they would just pull the plug on Destiny 2 and rely solely on Marathon that is not performing well enough for them to keep the company afloat. There must be something, but I can't even imagine what it would be. It's just so odd how Bungie has ended up in the state that it is. Because this was a juggernaut. Bungie was like an iconic developer everyone knew. And everyone, when you saw Bungie's name, knew they were in for a high-quality experience with Halo, with Destiny, and now look at what's happened. The mismanagement is just sickening. It just really feels like they have terrible leaders over there that just run shit into the ground. Notably, Herman Hulst, who had this internal memo that has been distributed here that we have access to. Herman Hulst, you might recognize the name. He is the CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment. And Herman Hulst is the one who was a big believer in Concord. From everything I can tell, Herman, well, he was Concord's #1 fan. He really bought into the vision of a Concord future, Concord era, really. And look at how that turned out. This guy, I just think, is completely out of touch. He is your standard, quintessential corporate ghoul who only chases these crazy white whales live service games. Like, that feels like where he wants to put all the eggs in the basket. And it's just not working. Like, marathon player numbers are not where they need to be to justify the amount of money they've poured into it, and it's certainly not enough to keep Bungie afloat for years to come as they work on another title. Unless they're secretly super deep into production on something that's not really far out, which I highly doubt, this is the only game they'll have to sustain this entire business for the foreseeable future. It could be who knows how many years before their next game, and it's just, that's not strong enough. And again, they've tried every trick in the book to get Marathon to hit, to have it be like an extraction shooter staple, but it's just not working. It's still being rejected by the extraction shooter enthusiasts. They just had their Season 2, their free weekend, doing everything they can, paying for marketing. They had a big push about like what's coming up with Marathon at the most recent, I believe, was Summer Games Fest. So they are doing everything to put it front and center to get people to try it. And even when people do try it, they don't stick. It paints a really not optimistic picture for the future of Bungie, is all I'm saying. So even when they had a full workforce, they were still struggling so much. And now it's significantly less, and they only have one title that isn't doing amazing. I really don't know what their announcements are going to be going forward that they kind of hint at here, like to get pumped about. I just don't have a whole lot of faith in it. And again, it's probably quite a ways out, unless it's like a fucking phone game or something. They're bringing back a Funko Pop mobile experience or some shit. Like, I have no idea. But what I do know is that Herman Hulst sucks. This guy just fucking sucks. He has the cheese touch, man. Like, it's just so misguided. And that's what I'm talking about. The leadership is just abominable here. And that is like where most of the finger pointing should go to. This mismanagement that's led to so many of these blunders. But yeah, I just wanted to yap about the current state of Bungie after the announcement of these layoffs. That's really about it. So,